Hello and welcome everyone to New Moon 2022 Cycle 16, Blood Moon number 4. This is our part 2 stream. So today I'm your host Player Zero and we are back for more Blood Moon action. So as many of you know, Blood Moon is our biggest tournament that happens once every 4 new moons. So it lasts for 4 weeks and today is the second week of these 4. So today will mark, or not today, this week will mark the end of the round robin stage. Matches could still be had until the end of the day. And with the end of the round robin stage, we will have the top 8 participants who will be competing in the top cut bracket, which will also happen through 2 weeks and will end with our new, or potentially repeating, Moon Master. This Blood Moon we had over 300 matches from participants fighting for these 8 spots, but only one can be the Moon Master. So I am excited to see all of these amazing matches lined up today, and I hope you all are as well. And before we start, I do want to give a quick shout out to ChinaTV, who gave us a $5 donation just now, saying thanks to Weenie I can donate some money here. And in case you didn't know, there is that new art on the starting switch screen as well. Alright, and with that, so going to be joining me on commentary today is SoulXCross. Hello Soul.
What's going on, people? I'm so happy to be back, and I'm so happy to be back with Player Zero on comms. It's been so long, bro.
Yeah, probably over a year since last time we done commentary together.
Yeah, man. This is really nice. We get the villain himself on comms. This is great. We finally got him.
Who's the villain? It's just me and you in this voice.
What do you mean?
All right, and with that, let's head into the setups for our first match of the day with Salad vs Neryth. Alright, so as we can see from these players, so this is like the eternal grudge match, I guess you can call it, where it's the Salad household will always take a casualty by the end.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is going to be a bloodbath. Secretly, they both hate each other in game, so they're going to do their best.
I mean, these matches are always like the really
ridiculous.
Amazing. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to see it. But in terms of the setup, so we can see Salad is going with that J-code, Pulse and Destroy Pulse in this time that we've seen her use occasionally, but this variation is quite different from the last time she used a J-code form.
Yeah, for sure. Right down to the Navicust, I believe. I think it was a different Navicust, if I remember correctly. Not exactly sure. But this one here is quite special. It's missing out on a few spaces here, right? It's not taking the maximum amount of Navicust parts it can take. I think it's down like 4 spaces, right? But here we see that there's not many bugs outside of the HP bug and the Buster bug. Oh, well, there is Warp Bug too, I guess. So it's interesting to see where Warp Bug in this kind of folder isn't as detrimental, because you're really looking for beast jumps, or the things that she needs to aim don't need her to be within the same row. So she can be very flexible with how she approaches with her attacks, especially since you have the beast jump in Bowser as well. Oh yeah, it's Bowser. You don't even have to line up your charge shots like that, right? It's not like the Gregor Electros or the Erased Cross. So she doesn't have to worry about lining up exactly either way. And then she also gets the defensive movement from having Warp Step. So that's going to be really interesting how she brings that into play.
Yeah, and looking at her folder, we do see, the expected Elect Pulses, recoveries. There's just this one and the Boomer, which people often don't really think about when they look at J-Code. But I think it's going to be really interesting seeing how Salad might be able to utilize it.
What I think is even more interesting is it's not a high boomer, it's not a mega boomer, it's boomer. Like, I'm pretty positive. Is Boomer even in Star Code? No, it's probably not, right?
Yeah.
That'd be really good. But it's really amazing to see Boomer being used here. And the reason why I like it is because Salah's trying to tell us something, right? She's trying to tell us that, yeah, you can have these chips in code and still use them. It doesn't have to be to the level 3 or level 2 or whatever. As long as it's in code and it provides utility, that's what you're looking for, right? And that's why she included it here. And of course, it's going to be very pivotal to decrossing that pesky left cross. A lot of users have been using a lot of elect cross. So if she can get a ×2 on that after maybe a chip charge from Tomahawk Cross, it's going to be looking real nice for her. And she's also doing something I love, right? It's the Elect Pulse 3, Elect Pulse 1 at 1 copy each. But then you have the 3 copies of Elect Pulse 2, because Elect Pulse 2 is just so useful for controlling how your opponent moves and how they react. Alongside with the Wind Drag, you can really put on a lot of pressure, especially in a fast gauge turn.
Yeah, and we can also see that Salad is running that Neo Vari tech, which I think is very interesting. However, no Meteor Knuckle. She is using a badge. Unlike on the other side, we can go into Neryth, who is using Meteor Knuckles, but unfortunately no Neo Vari. How very interesting.
It's actually pretty funny because it's like they're playing the other chip for each other. So it's like they both have it. Like, it's pretty cool. But speaking of Neryth's folder, I know it looks like a lot of star and not a lot of DPS in here outside of like the Mega Chips, Meteor Knuckle, and Machine Gun 1 of all things. But as we've all seen time and time again, do not sleep on this build because you will get caught up and it's not going to look nice. Uninstalls in there to go alongside those Geddons in the Machine Gun 1, so that way you can get as much pressure out of your Tengu Cross as possible alongside Anti-Sword, so we can keep this Tengu Cross for as long as possible as well. It's going to be an insane matchup.
Yeah, and Neryth has also almost all the area control you can have. So he has 5 area grabs and 4 panel grabs, which is quite amazing if you think about it. But obviously all of these chips come at a cost. He doesn't run anti-damage or...
Yeah, so a lack of defenses in that regard, but we still have the anti-recovery alongside the anti-sword. Now, anti-recovery is very interesting now. At first, you would think it's a mean pick, but as the meta has been evolving, many people have been bringing the Recover 300s at 2 copies in their folders because they want more bulk, they want more of that chunk. Even in this matchup, we see Salad on code Recovery 300J. So it's very interesting to see anti-recover proc off to negate the first 300 recover, only for you to try and get the HP back. So basically you net no positive out of using those 2 chips, and it next 2 chips out of your whole folder.
And another important thing to note is that Salad is running 2 fast gauge and Neryth is running 2 slow gauge. So the interaction between them, we'll have to see which of the players is going to be forced to use their A chip first, because that will determine basically which one we end at.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's not much to go over now that we have our words. I think we're ready for the match. What do you think, Easy?
Alright, we sure are ready. But before we head into the match, we did receive another donation, which was from Yamland Hero, which says with love. And that donation was actually a monthly donation. So thank you very much for starting that monthly subscription. And as always, we appreciate the support. Alright, and with that, let's head into our first match and see how it plays out. Okay, so looking at Salad's side, we can see she has the Greg full cast and the life aura. So life aura start is going to be potentially pretty nice if Salad wants to start with Dust, looking for that bug fix and potentially have batch as well.
You know, life aura is at first turn seems like, okay, but what if my opponent just has the wind next turn? What if they reg it? What if... Yeah, that's a possibility. But think about the early game momentum that you get out of this life aura, especially when the mind game is there. Do I bring the wind rack in the first turn? Like, do I think they have the one of in their first hand? That first turn can buy you so much value. And then on the next time, you could probably prevent the opponent from getting out that wind rack anyway, with some, I don't know, properly placed battle chips or a counter hit even.
Okay, so it looks like Solid decided to go against taking that life aura, which might be because, so if we look at Neryth's build, there is that machine gun one, but there is also an uninstall, and the uninstall is probably going to be attached to the machine gun, so he wouldn't want to waste it on just be crossing dust, unless he got both, obviously, which is kind of like
both players going ahead to trade to beat here, which is pretty much the right idea. You don't really want to allow your opponents to get too much momentum, and throwing away something, you got to do it because the bird be hungry. I mean, alternatively, you could have waited for, like, I don't know, the TFC to get that through, but in the long scheme of things, it probably wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, Salam did take an Raceman, which is probably one of the least value navies she has, even though obviously it always feels sad to have that dust there with defense up and you throwing away your Raceman to beat.
I hate that. I hate that bird, bro. I don't like him. I don't like him. I'm not a fan.
Oh yeah.
Also, go ahead.
There was another thing that we didn't touch on. On the first turn, Neryth also used his slow gauge. So we talked about it earlier during the setups, but basically each slow gauge chip overrides the other. So now if Salads uses the fast gauge, then we will be going into fast gauge immediately instead of like normal gauge or something like that. Which what this means is that Salad has control over when she wants to go into fast gauge.
Exactly. Also, speaking of gauges, we did see that Salad kept the full cust in hand, was able to dust, go into the next turn, full cust, and go back in and allow her to set up this combo that she finally drew. Unfortunately, she's going to lose that leg pulse, but will get the advantage of using the wind rack to get rid of that life aura earlier on.
Oh no, but now Salad is stuck with that area, so she's going to have to just take these charges, which is actually pretty painful.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage that's racking up, especially since it's going to be sending her back to a neutral position due to the big push from the fan hitting her, or the wind rack rather. And it's just, it doesn't cause flashing, no flinch. You're just taking it all. There's nothing you can really do about it, especially with this area the way it is.
Let's see. Okay, so Salah does have that Judgment, and looks like she's going to be going with that Destroy Pulse. The blind of disconnects can be really big. Oh, and there goes. Nice.
She knows that Neryth doesn't have access to anti-sword, anti-damage in the entire folder. Oh my God.
The maximum 8 hits, and now Neryth basically has no reason to step back. Salah isn't able to push him, so he can just sit there and fire charges for free, which will probably take us into a game 2, actually, yeah.
That was the most disgusting Meteor Knuckle. Oh my goodness. PC, is that you out there? Yo, hold on. Oh man, put in the cheat codes. Unlock the player 0 achievement, bro. What? This is very nice.
Yeah, this is part of what makes Tengu Cross with Meteor Knuckle especially a very strong combo, because the less area your opponent has, the more Meteor Knuckles you'll get, and the area that Salad was in, forced on her by Warp Step, basically confirmed there's getting all 8 hits. So that was actually really difficult to start, and I do want to point out, I don't think Salad started with pretty much any defense outside of that anti-nav.
Now, trying to escape, gonna still take some damage and ends up trapping himself, so I do predict in the next turn that we will see a beast out of sorts. And of course, Salad's trying to bait out Element Man again, wants to get this Erase Man to stick, but unfortunately, Neryth does not take the bait, and he doesn't seem to have or want to start any TFCs to allow himself to get his precious dust resource to be deleted. So, opting to just go into the next turn might be the best decision. And there it is. Nice. Erase Man will go ahead and take this here. Slow gauge is going to come to effect, but this doesn't matter to Salad because she's going to get a charge shot and end the turn.
So usually you don't really want to end the turn while your opponent's flashing. However, Salad is playing J-Code with a lot of pulses, and pulses are very good at piercing in biz, so she doesn't really mind, and it's free extra damage, so why not?
Why not? No rush. I'm going to go ahead and get my damage in, and I'm going to yeet out the turn. No problem.
and we saw that Salad did take Elk Pulse, Windrak, and I believe the Boomer, which would fix some of these crack panels. So Neryth might be going into a Tengu turn depending on what he has in his hand. Tengu, as you noticed, is a very integral part of his plan.
Ooh, the Life Aura is coming up. Gonna go ahead and deny the Elect Pulse one more time. But we do have the Windrak in hand, so this will be able to deal. Oh, hypothetically, unless Neryth gets a nice step forward and actually denies any of that in the first place. And now Sal's in a predicament where she has to hold on to these. Okay, she could chip charge here, right? To try and end the turn with some invulnerability. But she decides instead to go ahead and put down the anti-damage instead of just going for a chip charge. No point in going to chip charge, right? So it would break panels, but he's in Tengu, so it doesn't really get too much value. But you do get the invulnerability. You don't know what's coming. It's better to probably keep the anti-damage, right?
So Salad does have the Destroy Pulse on hand right now. However, it's a bit risky. So yeah, she's going to go into Tengu to hopefully use the Windrak and Judgment to confirm the Destroy Pulse. But let's see if this actually works. Neryth might be coming in with a lot of air grabs. Ooh, that miss, unfortunate.
Moving forward, having the hindsight to just go ahead and get out of the path of destruction. Very nice for Salad here. Oh, actually gets to be left here. Very nice. Yeah, okay, I definitely agree with this. And this Destroy Pulse will most likely hit.
Though it is risky because technically there is nothing to confirm it. So in theory, there could be a movement pattern that dodges it, and very good.
Ooh. That is not good for Salad right now, unfortunately. And she was waiting very patiently to try to get that down there, but the movement. I feel like Neryth probably knew at that point that what was coming or what was being baited here. But it's scary to release that PA early because you don't want to get counter hit with like Windrak or something. Oh, not Windrak, with the charge shot. And it's difficult. It was a difficult call. And Neryth kind of lucked out there.
Yeah, definitely. And things are really going against Salad. So she missed a lot of her damage and now the Destroy Pulse, which obviously is a big part of it, especially since Neryth doesn't run bug stuff, so he would be stuck with some of these bugs as well.
Okay, another area grab comes down. Now Salad has to make a decision here. If we put down this Sanctuary, there it is.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm not...
dang.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Salad meant to do this times 3 counter, and there is the anti-sword getting some value.
Well, the Sanctuary gets value here too. It's not too punishing for her to get hit by that anti-sword just now. Oh, that's so smart. This is going to trigger it. If he doesn't move, damage will be... Oh, no, he dodged.
So he could have anti-recovery. We shouldn't forget that is still a 1 in his build.
True. And sitting in hand are 2 recover 300s. So I gotta say, Salad has to know that is anti-sword. But that's a mind game, right?
Yeah.
That's a mind game. Like, he dodged it, right? We don't know what it is. It could be anything at this point.
Ooh, okay.
So I was going to go ahead and get this area back, which is going to be very nice for her.
And Salad does have that Habash, which is going to potentially allow her to move on panels if there is a Gadinum type of stat. Salad did take her second path gauge, so if Neryth is going to take his flow gauge next turn, this could potentially be a difficult position for Salad.
It's really hard to justify taking the 2 recover 300s here too, especially since she is assuming or making the inference that anti-recovery is in play, right? And I kind of feel like it is. I kind of feel like it is anti-recovery, but it would be massively big brain because he knows that Salad has Neo Value, right?
Yeah.
But now dodging that anti-damage is making this 50-50 happen. Right? All right, so she's going for the recover here. She says, okay, I'm going to have to play into it anyway. There's not much I can do.
Ooh. The uninstall and together, nice.
Nice, goes for the freeze. Giving by her a little bit of time to mash these out.
Oh no,
Is
she
it
was...
the It wasn't. See what I mean? Okay, so he dodged the anti-damage to bait out the Neo variable. That was smart. That was smart. You got me. 100%. I got mixed there. I'm not gonna even lie to you.
But now, this is still a really bad position for Solid. She did recover quite a bit of HP, but she is stuck in place, and she basically has no other defense outside of the life aura, which she is holding on to for Meteor Knuckle TFC.
Yes, but the other problem is that Neryth still has Tango Cross. Oh, but dodging it. Yes. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. Very well played. Now, Solid has to use the last 2 chips in her folder to push as much advantage and damage as she possibly can. I don't think they can kill. Not unless she's like...
Oh,
it's tough. It's tough. Oh, that's a lot of Sanctuary panels.
There is a lot of Sanctuary panels, and now this position is very good for Neryth because his charge shot is faster than ground. Oh, nice. So this is going to make it very difficult for Solid to move around. The area grab.
Nice. I think Groundman is the best choice here. Hopefully, it destroys more of Neryth's panels than the ones closer to hers. Oh, he gets
very close.
Wow.
Yeah. The Getting could have completely blocked the Grandman SP, but Neryth is still in a very good position as long as he's able to land these charge shots.
Oh, the defense is so good here. Sal is the best defensive player in the N1, like hands down. She's still alive because she knows how to use that charge shot from ground cross to try and avert at least 1 to 2 of these a turn. It's impeccable for her survival that she does this. The mastery here is insane.
When Beast Out comes to play and the chip charging, that will take us into the match.
There's not much she can do there in that situation. Couldn't take the Neo variable because now Neryth is just going to babysit this anti-sword that he has up since he knows you got rid of the recovers anyway. And he's not stressed because he can just put out as much damage as he wants at any time, especially with a Beast or Beast Cross rather. So yeah, it was a tough game.
Yeah, it was actually very difficult for Salad. Her sequence, a lot of her damage got blocked. If she was able to land that Destroy Pulse, if she was able to land some of the other stuff, then she'd have been in a much better position.
Yes, I think wholeheartedly she would have won if that Destroy Pulse had it hit.
I think so. In terms of damage, that was probably enough, yeah?
Yeah.
But yeah, well played to both players. That was a really close match. I think, actually, that match would be good if people want to look at it as an example for how you can play against and with Destroy Pulse, or just pulses in general, since I know some of the players tend to struggle while playing against it. All right, but with that, before heading into the setups for our next match, joining us on commentary will be Neryth. Hello, Neryth.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Neryth, welcome back, bro. Very nice match.
I'm awake. Let's cast some of these matches. All right, so I didn't miss anything, did I?
No, it was a good first round. You just got back from it, you know. How do you feel, man?
I feel. Okay. So I caught what you guys were saying about the about dodging the anti-damage star. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have some big brain like some huge big brain play in mind. What I was just thinking is I don't have another anti-sword in my hand yet, so I'm not gonna proc this anti-sword like off of an anti-damage star to do 150 damage on holy panels, just so I can get hit by like Neo variable and then take like 1 gajillion damage. Right? That's honestly what my thought process was.
That's in line. I might have embellished a little bit, certainly, but it's right on. You were thinking about the Nero variable at the end of the day.
Yeah, though actually on the turn Salad used recoveries, I think you should have been able to mash into the custom. You had enough time, especially with the chip lookout that Salad had to.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure if I had something else in my hand, or if I was trying to do something specific there, but I also don't think I expected like both recoveries there at the end of the turn, so I was just late in mashing into custom.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Salad definitely got very unlucky with the sequence, the chip sequence in the first match.
Yeah.
And then just not having any like counterplay options available. And then the second match definitely was it was very unfortunate that the Death Pulse didn't end up connecting, because I started going for a very standard like back and forth movement pattern there. So I was surprised that Salad wasn't able to connect Death Pulse like in mid movement basically.
Yeah. Nothing to confirm it too. So it was going to be hard, especially with the way you were moving. That was tough.
Well played to both players again, and with that, we'll head into setups for our next match of the day, which is Nonstopmop vs Dorman.
All right. So you can see this perfectly normal folder on Nonstop side. There's nothing strange about it.
No.
It's definitely not a name folder.
No. It's it's designed to go ahead and use panel grab to try and set up your poison pharaoh play, right? And using the flash bomb to kind of like prevent the opponent from body blocking your area grabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that guardian as well.
Yeah.
And then the Anubis. This is a perfectly normal folder. This is not a name folder, even though it spells out Nonstopmop.
That's just coincidence.
That's a pure coincidence. Pure coincidence. Nonstopmop is definitely not insane and did not bring a name folder into a blood moon. No, he would never do that. Right? No, Nonstop.
Blood moon is for serious business only, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. We're in agreement.
On top of it, it is a humor. It's emotion bugged. So it's got poem there in the bottom right corner of that Navicast. So as long as Nonstop is in base Mega Man form, there's going to be the chance for ×2 procs. In Slash Man SP, Tengu Man SP, both of those work very well with those ×2 procs. ×2 Meteor Knuckle also would be absolutely disgusting, right?
All right, hold on. I'm gonna break character for 2 seconds. He put the name folder in this format for a joke and played humor.
Oh yeah.
I hate it here, bro.
You're right. You're right.
I hate it here, bro.
That's.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, I didn't actually even connect. But yeah, all right. Got it. Thanks, Nonstop. Thanks.
Thank you, bro.
I think right now Nonstop is Nonstop is no longer with us. Nonstop is no longer with us.
Is he okay? Is he?
I don't know. I have no idea. But hopefully Nonstop is doing well wherever he is right now. Anyways, so this is a very funny, very interesting folder. It's got the back row ban potential. It's got 3 obstacles, 3 objects that could be placed back row. So those 3 panel grabs might result in some very funny some very interesting shenanigans, I should say, with like a back row fan, actually it's 4 objects, my bad. I missed the fanfare. I saw the fan, didn't see the fanfare directly below it. Guardian, fanfare, and Anubis / Poison Pharaoh. So if you count Anubis and Poison Pharaoh as separate objects, technically there's 5 different objects that could be placed down in the back row here. So as you can see, a very, very serious build being run by Nonstop here.
Is he not playing anti-damage?
He doesn't need anti-damage when he's got anti-damage in the Navicus.
True. I was thinking because of the PA, but no, you're right.
Now, we have on the right side, let's take a look at Dorman's setup.
Vigmug.
Googev.
Googev.
Yeah, that's Dorman's folder. We've got Nonstopmop on left and Googev. Yeah, we got some very interesting build right here. It is Super Vulcan coming out with... Oh wow, it's not gonna have boosts for the Super Vulcan? That's interesting. It is Bugged Up Thunder, so I'm guessing the way this is gonna happen is just the BDT into so once the BDT actually lands, that's when the Super Vulcan will fire off. But it's not gonna have like attack plus 30 or double point or and there is a white capsule. There is a white capsule in here for the Super Vulcan. Okay. That makes everything okay here. Otherwise, I think the paralysis of the Dark Thunder won't even last long enough for the full Super Vulcan to connect. But obviously, without boost, it's gonna have to be a beast out Super Vulcan in order to get any reasonable damage, right? Because Super Vulcan is 20 damage per shot and 10 shots. So by default, it's only 200 damage, which is really not very much. Yeah, not much of your opponent's HP. Generally speaking, Dorman's build here, it is a 1900 HP Falzar cust. So this is you usually see this type of cust when there's gonna be no real reliance on charge shots or anything. That's how you squeeze in that extra HP while still having high cust. So there is custom 2 and custom 1 in this build, and that is pretty standard for a BDT build.
I do gotta say, 500 damage is still really good, right? For if you're in Beast Out, you get the plus 30 with the machine guns. Oh, not a machine gun, excuse me, the Super Vulcan. So yeah, it's still damage. But now you have to be a little more careful with when you use your Beast Out, because if you use it earlier and you don't draw it, or Dust doesn't give it to you, or you ended up throwing it back, because it gets a little trickier. Having that plus 30 is always nicer.
Yeah. The attack plus 30 also gives you the option of not telegraphing the Super Vulcan with a Beast Out. You can still get the same damage just through the attack plus 30, or you can go all in for it and end up with effectively attack plus 60 on it, right? With the Beast plus attack plus 30.
Really quickly, in Twitch chat, Ryuzaki SF, he says, I've been wondering this for a while. Are there only 2 SP Navi chips allowed in each folder? Or do people just prefer to have some of the normal ones for the star code? Well, it's a mixture of the 2, right? You want the star code for fluidity and utility. So that's why you usually see the Erase Man, Judge Man, Let Man, because those are very utility-based Navis. They do a lot for your folder, regardless of what your folder is. They're very splashable. But the SP Navis are usually things that are on code or on code with something in the folder, right? So you might have a G code folder, but play Blast Man B because you play Grab Banish B for some reason, right? So usually you'd play an SP Navi that's on code or uncode with something to combo off of each other. And that's why you usually see the 2 SPs. But people could hypothetically just run all SP Navis, but you lose a little bit of fluidity in the folder.
Yeah, so there's like the 3 Navis that aren't run as SPs, they instead run star code. A big reason why people choose to run them as star code instead of the SP variation is because Erase Man is really heavily a combo chip, right? Because it's a cursor chip that pierces invis, you can use it to destroy traps and take care of your opponent's invis at the same time. The only thing that protects from it is effectively barriers, right? So Life Aura, Barrier 200, that sort of thing will protect from it. Technically, Green Invulnerability will also protect from it, but that's more rare. You won't see that as often. But like that makes it a perfect setup for a heavy hitting chip, right? So the Erase Man Star, generally people consider it higher value than the Erase Man SP, even though there is a 90 damage difference between the two. So Erase Man SP does 210. And oftentimes Erase Man will be used versus SoulXCross, so you're going to see that damage get doubled. So it could even be a 180 damage difference. Even with that in mind, the Erase Man Star value is just so good. But there's no actual limitation. You don't have to play only 2 SP Nappies. You could choose to play all SP Nappies, only SP Nappies if you really wanted to. It just comes at the cost of your folder fluidity. So, looking just a little bit closer at Dorman's folder here. So it is like this combination right here. There's got so many different codes in it actually. B, G, N, U, E, and V. The E, of course, is just the Element Man SP. Element Man SP, one of those chips that just the damage potential and the utility is just so good that a lot of people choose to make their folder just a little bit soupier with the inclusion of the Element Man SP. Important to note that this isn't a hub BDT setup, it's just the BDT setup. And so that does mean there's more counterplay available to opponents. Hub BDT is a little bit more difficult to deal with. It can take care of some of the weaknesses of just a standard BDT setup. It should be an interesting matchup here. There is no uninstall in play on Nonstop side, so those weaknesses won't really become apparent in terms of Dorman. Usually, if you're up against BDT and you can knock off their super armor using your uninstall, it becomes a serious issue because not being able to complete their BDT charge is going to be really detrimental to their game plan. But thankfully for Dorman, that's not going to be the case here. The G code's got dragons, got Groundman SP.
I do like playing the Heat Dragon here, probably specifically to counter the Tomahawk Cross, of course. But no Wood Dragon in here is interesting. I usually like to see Wood Dragon to help counter Sanctuary panels or something like that. But it's a pretty tight folder, right? So I understand why it's not in here. I do like to see it in here, though. I would like it, rather.
Yeah, definitely. It could have been okay in here. Dorman is running that double Element Man and Element Man SP.
Oh, true.
So there are two ways there to get rid of the Sanctuary panels. Right. So Dorman could use one of them for the elemental coverage to get a D cross and a heavy hit, and then just keep the other one for Sanctuary coverage. Of course, Nonstop doesn't have Sanctuary coverage here because doesn't have any Sanctuary or Holy panels in play because there is no Z in his name. I think that about covers it for me. I'm ready to head in if you are.
Let's do it, bro. Battle routine set. All right, starting off, we have No Star So.
Yeah, No So. Very interesting.
You know what? If he specifically plays in a way to try and get most of his name in his hand, I wouldn't even be mad.
If he can choose chips here so that he can get Nonstop in this cust, because he's got 7 cust here. That's just enough. If he can get Nonstop, I'll declare the victory for Nonstop here.
100%. It's like drawing Exodia. You did it. Oh, you got it. I can't be mad at
you. So yeah, this is a starting ice panel. Ice panels in the back. This is going to make movement a little bit trickier. It can also be utilized for defensive purposes as well. So we'll see how this plays out.
Ooh, right into focus. Very interesting. All right, so Dorman knows that Nonstop is not really trying to go into a cross here, which makes going focus turn 1 very safe.
Wait, what's that? Okay, I see. Yeah.
What happened? What'd you see?
Okay, just that instant full cost value here. As soon as Dorman saw that Nonstop was not going to use any crosses. Definitely Dorman wants to get that big for the Bug Death Thunder as soon as possible. The earlier it's pulled, the better the situation will be for Dorman. The pressure from an early BDT draw can be enormous.
Yes, for sure.
Like it just starts stacking up immediately.
And there we see float shoes value coming through, right? Okay, so usually you would see cracked panels appearing because of float shoes being bugged, right? Which creates a cracked panel. Now, since Nonstop doesn't have access to air shoes, he obviously cannot move through the holes or at all, or in any case. Right? So this creates a situation where he can center himself on purpose by using the cracked panels. It's a bit of a double-edged sword if not utilized correctly, because then you kind of lock yourself off of panels. But it is very unique in being able to get access to the center panel, in which cases you wouldn't be able to.
Ooh, Slashman and SP going to connect here. Not too much damage from it, with only one column of kunai coming out.
Nice, and gets the value of the fan before the opponent can suck it up. It seems like Dorman valued the charge shot instead of letting it go and immediately trying to go for the B back. But now Nonstop is... Oh no, he's not trapped. He has warp step. He can just go up to the top row. He's chilling. You know, actually, now that I think about it, when Nonstop first joined the N1GP, he showcased a very similar build, as a matter of fact, showing off his skills with the crack step. It was actually quite awesome. Look at the times 2 erase man on dust. That's going to be basically times 4. This is going to be a lot of damage. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's 480 damage right there. Now waiting for a times 2 proc to use this Neo variable. Not going to get it, so just going to use it as is for a supersonic boom right there.
Oh, and we do see Oop in here. There are holes on the field now too as well. So I think Nonstop will be able to get this Summon Black to land here. Actually going for Dustcross here. Very interesting. BDT is in play now. Okay, I definitely agree with sending back Meteor Knuckles in this situation. Because now we can go ahead and try to get, this roll lock going on.
Absolutely not. I completely disagree with this play. For me, I would have just tried to get a incredibly disgusting 8-panel or 2-panel 8-hit Meteor Knuckle configuration going on here. Just end it. Just end it here. Right
no, here. But what if that doesn't happen? What if?
Well, in that case, you could only say that the fates did not favor you.
Wow, very, very safe play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this is gonna be the back panel access, but I don't think Nonstop is. Oh wait.
Oh, he does opts not to do it. Oh, he wants to body block it. How interesting. Oh, he wants to drop the Pharaoh there.
The rough part about this is that Dorman doesn't have SoulXCross access anymore, so there isn't going to be an easy back B answer to these back row objects, to this Poison Pharaoh that's about to be dropped. At the same time, ooh, can Nonstop do it? Can Nonstop do it? Oh no, this slow gauge. This could be bad for Dorman.
Oh no! Excellent prediction! Excellent prediction. Stepping down to go ahead and body block Poison Pharaoh. But it's Tango Cross right now, and the damage is piling up. This is an interesting choice, going for a back row with this.
So because Nonstop is stuck with the warp step,
true.
They can't actually center themselves for the confirmed Tengu block. So this back row guardian. Well, actually, no. But
the hole. Oh my goodness. Whew.
Still managing to steal it, at least managing to negate it, is a big deal here. Oh no! Oh no! Nonstop! No!
Mop, what do we do? Oh, no. Mop.
Oh no!
Buster!
Oh, no, come on!
Mash me! Mash me!
It became very close for no reason at the end.
For actually no reason. He was like, wait, I'm choking! I'm choking! That was funny. Oh, man. Well, we still made it out of there alive and well, so Nonstop going into game 2, hoping to get a victory. Dorman, unfortunately, throwing away Ground Man into this invisible, intangible state at the moment. You know, sometimes it's a little tricky to see or to realize that your opponent started off with Invis because of their bugs and everything that's going on.
Yeah, for sure. I think there is. No. It will get blocked by this anti-damage here.
That was a lot of damage. That was scary.
Oh, but nice follow-up from Nonstop, using the warp step to get to the front immediately for this confirmed Raceman. So now the SoulXCross is gone, Dorman's going to have a lot more difficulty drawing the BDT.
If you guys didn't realize, Nonstop is basically Goku, and he's just instant transmissioning across the entire stage. It's blinding speed. Or maybe he's the Flash. Maybe he's the fastest thing alive.
I think instant transmission makes more sense, personally.
He's trying to get the hold here.
Oh, yeah, not able to get it quite yet. Oh, now he can't get it.
I think he still can. No, it's over.
Yeah, that uninstall did connect here, so Nonstop has lost the float shoes. Lost the benefit of the float shoes, I should say.
You know, honestly, I feel like I would have thrown a flash bomb first. But let's see what he kind of goes for here. He can still back row object with wind, though, so that's going to be very scary. Okay, he holds on. Ooh, good shot. Got you sleeping. Oh, that's so smart. Wait for the BDT to go ahead and push advantage where your opponent can't respond, but he moves in time. Oh, man. Oh, ow. Oh, ow.
No. Two Dark Thunders connecting there. Oh, that is huge. Movement. Oh.
No!
Oh.
What? For what?
Oh no.
For why? I don't get it. Nonstop
with the absolute
self-sabotage?
absolute god play into the self-sabotage. Oh, this is interesting.
Wow. Okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, the Nonstop's own flash bomb stops the knockback effects of the grab banish there. Ooh, Shin Gun connecting. Nonstop's gonna get full control here. This could be bad for Dorman. Yeah, this is very bad for Dorman. Oh, 8-hit Meteor Knuckle.
Oh my goodness. And just like that, immediately taking the lead. Drop Pharaoh. 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 Yes.
I mean, there's no Pharaoh available. It's just going to be the Anubis, which obviously is a bit more depressing in terms of its damage output, but I think it would still be enough here.
That sounds like quitter talk. We're going to see a Pharaoh.
Dorman does have... Oh.
No.
Still no Pharaoh. Still no Pharaoh.
No.
Oh.
I blame you. This is your fault.
Poison Pharaoh is simply doomed to fail here.
Wow.
Oh! Oh, wow! Dorman!
No.
Dorman pulling out his minigun. Just in complete cold blood, gunning down Nonstop. He took a beating from the Meteor Knuckle, from the 8-hit Meteor Knuckle, and just decided, I've had enough. I have had enough. Nonstop, you must pay the price for hitting me 8 times with a Meteor Knuckle.
You know what? I'll say this. I don't know if Dorman was specifically aiming for this, but he didn't realize that Nonstop was trying really hard to go for a back row object here. And he decided to lead with that Super Vulcan to try and cut him off and punish that forward movement that he expected to see.
A very interesting choice from Nonstop here, opting to full cust before even sucking up the cubes. Now getting to suck up here on turn 2. Slashman SP going to be able to do some damage here. Ooh, I'm getting deja vu. It slips in right under the life aura.
You know, honestly, I think I would have used it to kill the life aura. I mean, I say that now, but in the game, I probably would have done the same thing. But in hindsight, I would have used it to kill the life aura. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess, because we got the wind rack in hand anyway.
Yeah, thankfully, Nonstop's one wind rack in their folder does come up right here. Gonna be a solid answer for the life aura.
The charge shots are always so funny. It's just like pew.
Very nice. Able to center himself for that neo variable supersonic boom right there.
Moo.
We got moo.
Moo.
And then a T.
Moot.
Moot.
It's a moot point.
All right.
Oh, he's going for it.
Oh, nice.
Oh no! Why do you do that?
×2? No ×2. The ground man
basketball ground man. I see.
Some questionable value from the recovery 300 there. Recovered all of like 80 hit points or something.
Oh dang! Did we actually miss the moon? Dang! Apparently, according to Twitch chat, there was an N in there before the T arrived, and it spelled moon. We missed that.
Ooh, BDT drop. All right. We'll see if Dorman can make this work. The Tengu Man SP gets a ×2, but it gets blocked by Invis. Oh wow, this is gonna be pretty interesting here. And very nice use of the. Actually, no. Unfortunately, the Element Man doesn't really do anything, but I don't think it could have really done anything either way. Yeah, that warp step is just so effective in terms of allowing Nonstop to have that freedom of movement.
Are we gonna see Meteor Knuckles? Oh no! Not taking Knuckles. That's interesting.
Time for a back row fanfare.
Good shot.
Ooh, yeah, that was so nice.
Click.
No. Oh, wow. Oh, but but the Dark Thunder actually got blocked because of the fanfare.
Oh, it did. Wow.
Yeah, the Dark Thunder actually got eaten by the green invulnerability effect of the fanfare. So, getting a lot of damage from the Super Vulcan, but actually no follow-up Dark Thunder. Oh, perfect!
Yeah, you gotta take it. That's the trade. You want it or not? Dang, that's so much. Meteor Knuckles, just such a gross. Oh,
you lose all the damage, or you lose all the area. No more Tengu Lock, but you traded in 800 damage from that Meteor Knuckle. Here's the problem now. DDT. It is going to leave the field thanks to the Invis in play. Oh no, Dorman released it early. Just a little bit early, so there is no Dark Thunder on the field now.
You know, I don't think I would cross here. What are we scared of? There's no sword in Dorman's folder that I can see. Oh, there's more monster. Yeah, you're definitely scared. Get out of there. Oh, he didn't change. Uh-oh.
Ooh, 6 hits from the grab vanish there, I believe. And anti-Navi. Ooh, Judge Man. It's not going to connect here. Oh! Oh, that's a jump scare. That is a...
I tried to tell him. There's a burn muscle. He couldn't hear me.
That's what you get for not running an undershirt.
That's so true. Always bring your shirt. When you go to the office, you bring a shirt. When you go into the gym, you bring a shirt. Going out for a run, it's chilly outside. Bring a shirt. Oh, man.
Well, I almost had a heart attack. Thank you, Dorman.
Yeah, that actually blew me back. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, man.
Like, I feel like I'm normally like prepared to see someone drop to 1 HP from the Muramasa, but just the instant deletion thanks to no undershirt, that's actually terrifying. Wow, what an abrupt end to that set. Thank you, Nonstopmop and Dorman, for that. Well played, and congratulations to Dorman for taking that set.
All right, that being said, up next we have Broonster versus ChinaTV.
All right, Gregar versus Gregar matchup coming up here to offset the Falzar versus Falzar we just had.
I'm a big fan of Gregar, right? I feel like Gregar can never do anything wrong. It's the best version. I mean, what else is there? Like, you can be a bird, I guess. Or you could be like a wolf. You know what I mean?
I want to say I agree with you, but in practice, Falzar feels so good to play with all of the tools it has in its belt. While Gregar's just got a lot of that raw firepower. So in practice, Gregar feels a little bit too restricting when I play it, in terms of like, while there's a couple of really cool things you can do with Gregar, a couple of like really interesting, really cool things you can do, a lot of the time, in my experience and in my opinion, Gregar is great for working on your footsies and your fundamentals,
yes.
Your fundamentals, because Gregor is, generally speaking, so dependent on those charge shots and using the crosses, on being able to protect your crosses. But like a single turn of, if you land a single turn of slow gauge elect cross charge shots on your opponent, it is just so much damage. Absolutely a disgusting amount of damage. A single turn of slash cross charge shots with a +1 area, if you can get confirmed splash lock, again, so much damage. Erase Tails, a single turn of slow gauge Erase Tails. So basically, Gregor has so many options to just put on a heavy, really heavy pressure on your opponent. So in a Gregor versus Gregor matchup, it becomes really interesting because both players have access to the same arsenal, right? Of Elect Cross, Erase Beast, Charge Cross for opening up and getting that extra cust, and then getting some maybe charge tackles on the grass field. All of these things. So it really boils down to like which player knows how to abuse the Gregor firepower, the Gregor options better, and which player has better footsies, can play a better mind game when it comes to the charge shots and connecting with them. So Gregor versus Gregor in that regard. Before you bring in the beasts, where like Erase Tail is really, I would say there's like not too much counterplay necessarily to Erase Tails. You can step them, but it's very difficult to really like predict and step it unless your opponent is like always going to release their Erase Tail as soon as it finishes charging, and then you're going to gamble on that, and then you start trying to make a movement right as it finishes the charge. Unless you're doing like that kind of little mind game of your opponent, it's still very difficult to actually step the Erase Tail. Well, speaking about the builds themselves, it is going to be 1800 HP Gregor versus 1500 HP Gregor. So there's a bit more utility coming in on the right side from ChinaTV. We've got Folder Pack 1, so there's an extra Mega in there, which it looks like it's going to be used for Roll 3, and then Batman SP. So we actually had a conversation about this just now, about SP Navis. ChinaTV is electing to take 4 SP Navis here. So going to be packing in just that little bit of extra firepower through those SP Navis. A little bit of extra utility, having 2 Judgemen, Judgeman Star and Judgeman SP and J-Code, will give ChinaTV that little bit of extra panel return.
What I'm seeing from China's folder is it's basically the heavy hitters are going to be the SPs, not really combo, but it's going to be SP Navis being thrown at you. But the rest of the folder is just straight up utility, either attack plus 30 to add more damage to roll, or Kernel Force, whichever one comes first or whatever. You have the Gundel Soul to go alongside Kernel Force. Everything is either support or something to get out of jail free play, like panel return. So it's really interesting. This is kind of what a lot of Gregors have been leaning towards nowadays, is by playing these supportive chips, you have more flexibility with using charge shots and placing damage with charge shots. And then because of that, China is going to be using these Navis, hopefully in response to TFCs, from the pressure that he's given with charge shots. So once again, this whole folder is heavily dependent on footsies and fundamentals to create that pressure that he needs to land these attacks.
Yeah, definitely. And Broonster on the left side, with that tank cannon in the first slot, 2 tank cannon 3s. So there's a really high chance here that Broonster is going to have a turn 1 tank cannon available. So we've seen that happen a bit. Tank cannon, of course, very funny. It's got the pushback. It blows up the back the back row, the back column of panels if it misses. And it's an M code. It's a Gregor M code coming out of Broonster, so gonna get that erase boost onto the Machine Gun 3. Gonna have it's almost a meme bringing it up, but gonna have that slash cross charge Muramasa available as an option. So you could just charge your Muramasa and send it, like you could just throw it across the field at your opponent, try to like skewer them with it. That's all as an option. Something interesting, something funny is actually that Tank Cannon 3 also something you could do with it in Gregor is because it's a null chip, you could Elect-Cross charge it and give it paralysis.
So true. You know, that actually is pretty interesting. You could go something like Tank Cannon or even Air Hockey, get the paralysis from White Capsule attached to it or something, and then go for a Tank Cannon charge. That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see this matchup play out here. Of course, both players bringing out that Kernel Force, so it is going to be a volatile Gregor versus Gregor. There's a Gundel Force on one side from Broonster, and actually no, there's Gundel Force from both sides. So this is gonna be so.
It's gonna be bloodthirsty. Yeah, it's gonna be explosive. Mark my words, explosive indeed. That being said, I think we're more than ready to head into the match. Let's roll the clip.
Turn 1, there is Muramasa being pulled for Broonster. Not what you want to see. It's going to be very difficult to play around this Muramasa stuck in your hand when you're Gregor, right? You've got no option to cycle it back to the back of your folder. You've just got to deal with it, taking up a custom slot here.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but it's like, it's just one of the cons, right? Sometimes you open up a card in your hand that you can't use right away, and you gotta circumvent that by going to Charge Cross, maybe getting an extra chip into the next turn. And the movement, oh my goodness! Gonna get decrossed though for the troubles. All right, no risk, no miss. Gets 300 damage here actually, thanks to this anti-damage coming down. Oh, and on the grass. It was looking really good for China for a few minutes, and then suddenly it just changed up real quick. Oh no. Oh no. Is that Erase Man? It's Judge Man. That's just as good.
Yeah, not what you want to see. This is going to be a very rough opening for ChinaTV here. Nice, okay. A cross cancel.
This is not what you wanted to do. Oh no!
But there is a buffered movement forward. Oh, but the decross.
It seems like dodge Justice 1 just in time. Okay, I like this decision. Broonster trying to take it easy with the mic. Never mind. Traps himself. All right, good job.
Salad in Twitch chat cheering the air hockey decross.
Yeah, for sure.
Air hockey representation. There's still air hockey in here.
You know, I wish Yo-Yo was played more. I might have to get back into playing Yo-Yo. I like it in mod cards, but I don't really know how I feel about it in standard. That being said, anti-recover. Is it on time? Wow!
Whoa!
Are you kidding me? No! Wow!
You love to see it. The perfect anti-recovery timing. Catching your opponent. Just about to play it.
I just had BM4 flashbacks. He died to that. He died to...
I love it. You know, that's why I play anti-recovery. It's so beautiful.
I don't like it here.
It's a thing of beauty, all right. And you even create a poison panel underneath your opponent. you create that purple fruit gusher under your opponent as well, so you have a nice, tasty snack after they're gone.
Tasty snack? No, I'm not accepting this propaganda from you. Oh, nice. Guess the frozen.
Oh,
that's gonna outlast. Oh, wow. And the pushing. Oh man, that's so good. Preserving. Oh no, never mind. Rifle first barrier. It was nice. Okay, now we have confirmation that is not an anti-damage. So it has to be anti-navi here. But Broonster doesn't care, just going straight up into these navi chips. Oh, if China was able to step forward just one more square, that would have been nice.
Grandman SP, it's going to be a direct hit for 1/3 of the damage. There's the anti-recovery. Oh, but it gets dealt with by the machine gun. You gotta love the cursor chip counterplay there, able to remove it. So, now it is safe to pop those recovery 300s.
Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute. Is my man playing Barrier Star? How did we miss that?
Oh wow, yeah, there is one copy of that Barrier Star in there.
Oh, why?
I don't like it, even though I understand it. I don't like it. But I don't like any defense, so that's just me. Oh,
that's a you thing. That's just
a me thing. That has nothing to do with it.
No, that makes sense. Oh! Yeah, you're dead. You're dead. Mm-hmm.
Come on. Oh, wow.
Oh, he's not dead. Okay, survival. We'll take that. We'll definitely take that. Yeah, take your Barrier Star. Take your Barrier Star. Do it. No? Okay. Okay, yeah, sure. We'll take that. 300. Still looking pretty decent for Broonster here. Okay, the max area is not as scary. Oh, wait, but there's Heat Beast, right? Heat Beast is an option here. Can go for a chip charge, Heat Beast, take care of it. But you are sitting duck. There is a Muramasa in hand.
This holy panel is actually, I really like the holy panel here from ChinaTV, because I don't think, we haven't seen the Kernel Force from Broonster yet. So in the event that a Kernel Force does get played, ChinaTV will at least have this holy panel to mitigate the direct damage from it. Ooh, and yeah, this is...
Oh! No, that was lucky. Oh, okay, and we can still punish this. It's gonna be a trade. Barrier? Okay. Don't move.
Get taken care of by just one more buster shot here. But now, here comes the Kernel Force. Here comes the Gundel Soul.
No way.
Gundel Force will be a very...
You're not going to win using Barrier. You're not going to win using Barrier. Okay, double point. What do you got? What is it? It's roll!
And that does
it. Barrier started nothing. Who would have thought?
Each hit, because roll 3 with the double point, 120 damage each hit. First hit breaks the barrier. Second hit takes Broonster down to 1 HP. Third hit finishes him off.
Very nicely done by ChinaTV, getting signs of life going into game 3. I kind of wish that was a holy panel instead of Barrier Star.
True, that would have saved. That would have saved you. Actually, what that? No.
Maybe not.
Not even close. Not even close. Roll 3.
It would have been better earlier on because he would have used the turn to go, right?
Yeah.
What? Oh, taking it. Okay.
So rude. Oh, nice.
Okay, try to go for a mind game there.
Yeah, predicting the step up, not getting it.
I don't know how I feel about Windvac with the pill on it, with nothing to follow up.
Yeah, this is going to be purely for that D-Cross. But you don't need the pill.
Ooh. Okay, we get some damage in there, some value. The Rolls can go ahead and give us back some HP here. Very nice. And to turn invisible, that's a good way to end it. But unfortunately, your opponent does have a Gundel Soul in hand. I don't think it's going to be used this turn right away, at least.
Definitely, it's probably going to be comboed with the Kernel Force. So
Yeah.
it's going to be the Erase Man that's used to answer the Invis. Ooh, yeah, nice. Grab Revenge.
I see area grab, no area grab. Oh, for why?
Oh, wait, what?
For why? He's still flashing. If it makes one or two holes, that's just no holes. Okay.
No holes.
Run forward. Run. Barrier, no. Okay, you still survived that turn there. You could actually throw away one of these banishes, right? And go into Erase Cross or Erase Beast. Try to go for a chip charge and get a confirm out of that for your Muramasa. But I guess that's overkill. You don't really need to do all of that.
Broonster did lock in both banishes. Just going to try to close it out here. And yeah, already in Erase Beast. So just going to be able to go for those Erase Tails here and try to finish ChinaTV off over here.
Oh, and going into the wrong cross on air hockey.
Oh,
it worked out. Everything worked out. Everything worked out.
It.
Oh, the dodges. This is gonna be damaged. I couldn't dodge that erase tail. See how difficult it is to dodge that? Do you pull the trigger? Do you pull the trigger and go into Beast Over? Nah, not necessary. You have a lot of life. And the anti-navi.
Here goes the... Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I wouldn't have done anything anyways versus the Life Aura.
Not going to be able to avoid any of these charge shots due to holes. And there it is again. Okay, we have the full combo in hand. What are you going to do with it? And does China have the out to this Life Aura in hand? There's a lot of SP Navis that we haven't seen yet, so it could be possible. Tengu Man hasn't been seen yet. I don't think we saw Element Man SP just yet either, or Erase Man SP. Oh, maybe we did see Erase Man. No, not in this game.
Stray Sine Wave in chat asks, you can't dodge tail on reaction, can you? It's like single-digit frames, isn't it? Yeah, generally speaking, it's considered unreasonable to actually be able to dodge Erase Tails on reaction. Instead, it's more of a prediction issue of expecting your opponent to use the Erase Tail at a certain moment, usually when they finish the charge, and then immediately stepping so that you can avoid it. And yeah, like Salad says in Twitch chat, is it possible if you have like the perfect time freeze and you can see the frame that they're on releasing the Erase Tail, then you could buffer a movement and get out of there.
No more defense in hand to deal with this.
Oh no! The Gundel Soul! That would have done it.
Yeah, I think he forgot that he doesn't have
You're not in Beast. You're not in Beast.
Yeah, that's so
wait.
sad.
Oh no.
Oh no,
that's not going to connect because of the anti-damage still being in play. Oh, wow.
Oh, this is still really close. Judgment into a Tank Cannon could do it, actually. No, it's not enough. This is a tough turn to go into. I don't even like. Okay, Judgment does come down.
Oh, that's
Tank Cannon will hit. 1 HP left. Element Man SP.
Oh, this
no.
That could have been the 480 D cross with element grass, element SP grass, directly into a P shot.
Okay, so
wow.
Due to decrossing happening, would China have priority to press the B button?
I'm not sure actually whose P shot would come out first, but definitely it would have been a possibility. It would have made it possible for ChinaTV to make that comeback and finish Broonster off. Yeah, I think that was a very close set. That was a bit of a heartbreaker at the end there, and not getting the right input on the Element Man SP, but still a valiant effort from ChinaTV there, trying to make that comeback.
For sure, it was a nice game. Very, very fun to watch.
Yeah, well played to Broonster and ChinaTV, and congratulations on Broonster on taking that set. But with that, I think we have another set coming up here. The next set of the day should be Marvino versus Dorman.
All right, looking at Marvino's folder here, we do. Before I even get into the folder, man's is playing Bug Riser Sword Shuffle. This is an insanely RNG heavy folder. Yeah, right. You're hoping to shuffle in your Bug Riser Sword ASAP, especially since there is a lack of chargebacks in the Navicuts to begin with. There are attack pluses and a speed max there to boot, but it's going to be really difficult to land some charge shots without that charge max, I feel, or any charge in at all. Like, I feel like that's kind of tough.
Marvino, I love Marvino. Marvino's a great guy.
Absolutely same.
You got the Bug Rise Sword. You got the Chip Shuffle. What more do you need?
Not much.
Obviously, Bug Rise Sword. What a chip! What a chip!
It comes exactly when you need it every time.
Exactly. It's always we like to call Bug Rise Sword old reliable.
Yes.
We expect to see it. There it is. There it is. Marvino is gonna be going through this bit of a matchup here. Bug Rise Sword versus Bug Death Thunder. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the stuff of legends, right? This is the stuff of legends. BDT versus BRS. This is actually so hype. I am actually unironically very, 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 very interested in seeing how this plays out. I love it. I love it. we love Marvino.
We love Marvino. We love Marvino. The hero that we didn't deserve, but definitely the one we needed.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a beautiful matchup here, and I can't wait to see Marvino and Dorman put on a performance here. Of course, we have seen Dorman earlier today with the Super Vulcan BDT setup here. Marvino, first time seeing him today, but I mean, what more can we say about this? What more can we say? Both players do have uninstall in G-code, so both players may end up losing that super armor. But it's interesting because in a position where both players have been uninstalled, both players have popped their Giga chips, so BRS for Marvino, BDT for Dorman. BRS actually has the advantage because I believe the charge time is faster, so you will actually be interrupting the BDT charge time with your BRS charges. So there's actually, as long as Marvino can maintain that +1 area in the late game for that BRS to actually have the confirm, that's actually an advantage over BDT. Of course, Dorman, if Dorman is able to realize it, is aware of this, Dorman can go into ground cross to nullify that disadvantage and to still get the BDT charges out, because ground cross does provide super armor, so that would actually be a huge play for Dorman to actually still be able to trade evenly, to be able to pressure Marvino back with the BDTs. That would give Dorman the edge, I think, because Marvino doesn't have that much cursor. It's machine gun 2, erase man. And so in that instance, Marvino might even have to go into erase beast to deal with the ground cross. So it's actually very, very interesting, the dynamics that can happen, the interactions, the matchups that can happen within this specific Giga matchup. And I can't wait to see it.
True sentiments have never been shared. No game plays the same twice. That being said, let's hop into the match and see how how both players do well.
No bias.
No bias, no bias, no bias, no bias, no bias.
Yeah, no bias, no bias, no bias, no bias.
No bias.
Well, here, okay. You know, I'm gonna be fair here. We love Dorman as well.
Of course. Oh yeah, for sure. He's awesome.
Yeah, we love our 11th chip clan member Dorman. Yeah, Dorman is also near and dear to our hearts. So
yeah,
I can't help but be biased, actually. Not because it's Marvino and not because it's Dorman, not because of the players involved, but because I hate BDT. I hate BDT. So
you did this to yourself. So you know what you did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You made yourself the villain by playing BDT, and Marvino made themselves the hero. They made themselves the protagonist by playing BRS. So let's see how it goes down here. Instant full cust coming out from Dorman here. Not been getting the cube suck up yet. I'm gonna probably do that at the very beginning of this next turn.
It's almost as if Dorman is trying to dig for something in his folder.
BRS.
Right? Sure. Oh yeah.
BRS sure. Turn 1. Thanks to Chip Shuffle.
We did good. And now Bugrai Sword is going to go ahead and push as much advantage as he possibly can for Marvino.
Oh no, Marvino did not lock it quite yet. It is in the hand. It is in the cusp. Marvino. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Not getting hit by that cube. Dorman chose not to mash that cube out ASAP to get the connect on it. Still sent it out flying, but Marvino managed to sidestep it in time.
All right. Now going ahead to make sure that we can keep as much of this area as possible, actually bringing in the anti-Navi first to prevent Judgment from being played. I think it's an excellent play. Oh, but this is better. We don't want to get hurt. Oh, too bad. Yeah.
Anti-Navi.
Nice. Oh, but it's going to whiff. No.
Yeah, unfortunate area exchange right there. Not able to get a full lock, and then there's these ice panels as well to assist with the movement.
Wait a minute.
Dorman.
What happened to Bug Riser Sword? Did he shuffle it? Did you just shuffle it?
It got shuffled out.
And then get it back the next... No way he just did that.
Marvino is just he's juggling Bug Riser Sword right now. It's like it's going in and out. It's in his hand one moment, out of his hand next. It's in the air now. Where is Bug Riser Sword?
Wow, he Yukimoto'd it to the top of his deck. He said the harder cards will always guide me to victory. I can shuffle this in and get it back upon my will. That's crazy. Sal, this is how you play Bug Riser Sword, by the way. You have to be Marvino. We love Marvino.
Yeah, we love Marvino. That's beautiful play from Marvino here. Able to actually, oh wow. The element freeze into the charge tackle for double damage. Able to secure the full +1 area now. Dorman was just about to slide onto that panel and stop that +1 area from happening. But Marvino managed to get like the perfect timing for that. Now here comes uninstall machine gun, and this is going to be.
Tried to dodge the wind gust there with the warp bug, but didn't quite work out the way he wanted it to. Nice. Uninstall is pivotal in a matchup versus BDT, especially when you can use it to go ahead and get your opponent knocked out of their charge frames. Really good for stuffing out charges. Now he's going to shuffle, and he's going to draw BDT. I said BDT. I definitely meant Bug Riser Sword, and there it is. Wow. With 5 chips in hand. 5! What? You don't deserve this. You don't deserve what's happening for you right now, Marvin. This is crazy. No, hold on. This is crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Marvino hasn't drawn their bug fix yet. And now they're at an area deficit. Not able to... Oh, actually, Dorman is just camping forward here. Oh, Muramasa.
Yeah, take the HP. Definitely take the HP.
No, this is
I'm taking HP.
Rough. Yeah, the cusp bug has resulted in a pretty dangerous situation.
Oh
here.
Yeah, this is tough. This is really tough. Oh
no!
Oh, this is not looking good.
Oh, confirmed.
Oh, Dorman.
He's supposed to... No mercy.
No mercy. None.
Yeah,
have they taught you?
Get out of my face. Get out of my face.
I don't want to hear. I'm so upset. Have they taught you empathy at all? Like, even a little bit? Like, you're supposed to be nice. We have to see this bug fix.
Salad in Twitch chat says, drawing BRS early with shuffle is not good. What you need is bug fix. So it's actually, that is technically true, because BRS functions better as more of a closer. So like after a bunch of resources have been used up by both players, after uninstall has been connected, after defenses have been played out, and you have bug fix, you've played your bug fix, that's when BRS can really become oppressive. It's not quite like BDT where you get so much extra value out of flooding the field early with BDTs potentially, and just pressuring your opponent from turn 2. So that is actually true.
Sanctuary panels here will protect Marvino from getting his life orb taken away by these rock cubes here. it gets out. Okay, so no rock cubes have to be feared at all. We just get to decross right away. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, and that's gonna hurt Dorman a lot here. Not having those rock cubes as an option. Although they wouldn't have been able to break through the life aura, the holy aura, anyways. Marvino drawing this absolutely flawless, absolutely perfect hand. Perfect. I mean, you've got +2 area on your opponent.
True.
What you need is 3 more area grabs. Just the rest of your area grabs. That's what you need right now.
Yeah. Okay, and then you could go slash here, right? And then you put pressure with SoulXCross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Element Man gonna come out. Maybe I think that might have been an attempt to element grass. That might have been an attempt to get rid of all of the holy panels here. Unfortunately, getting Elect instead.
Yeah, the warp step is not doing him any favors right now. Oh, look! It's bug fixed!
Got it.
Okay, now it's the real test of the heart of the cards. Can you will the Bug Riser Sword to the top of your deck after this? Okay, Bug Fix is in play now, which means movement is back. Ooh. And it looks like these holes are clearing up right on time too. It's starting to look a little favorable. Okay, nice. Anti-Navi will go ahead and trigger here. Gonna get this paralysis down on Dorman. Dorman did draw Bug Death Thunder though. Okay, nice. Chip charge? No.
No, versus DDT, I think Marvino is gonna go for actually using this invis, maybe end of turn here. Yeah, getting maximum defensive value.
There it is. Wow, what a legend! And the uninstall as well. Very nice. Very nice. The stars are aligning here. Doubled and still got it back. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. And an area grab. Oh, okay. That was actually a really good invis here. Oh!
Oh, wow. Very nice play from Dorman here. Groundman SP will take care of some of these, but the uninstall machine gun lands on Marvino's side right into these erase tails. Ooh, one of them gets dodged right there.
We do see the double area grab and the Bug Riser Sword in the hand. However, the problem is we have a low area grab count now, so it's going to be a little difficult to push advantage. We already did see a grab banish from Dorman, but I'm not sure if we saw Judgment.
Here comes the attempted back row fanfare.
Oh, that worked out for him. Okay. Nice. And now this actually gives you a really nice answer. Nice, nice. Okay. Oh, good uninstall here. Now you should definitely try to hold on to these charges instead of using them, especially since fanfare is in play. Oh, and the double recovs come at a really nice timing.
Paladin Twitch chat going, Bug Rise Sword, counter hit versus Bug Death Thunder. I guess we know what the superior Giga Chip is now.
It's not all sunshine and roses just yet. We do know Super Vulcan is in the back of this folder for Dorman, and we do know it could come out at any point in time during... Oh, definitely not this turn.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And Harry Grab does come down. Nice, nice. Great use of Fanfare here. Going to be able to play defensively and deny these Thunderballs from doing any more damage. And of course, both recoveries were put into play, so this puts Dorman in a bit of a bad spot. But again, I do know that Murmoss is still in play, Super Vulcan's still in play. There's a lot of threats on Dorman's side of the field. And if he can just get one or two of these connections, the game could be over just like that. Oh, try to get the step down with the punish. Oh, but okay. Life Aura this turn. Okay, very nice. Element SP will delete it though. Oh, okay, that was a close one. Which means we're in game 3. This is a bit of a grind, so we will be here for a little while. Don't worry about it. Things will line up for Marvino again, hopefully.
Yeah, what I'll say is that the Bug Gigas, Bug Ray Sword, and Bug of Thunder, they are very exhausting in terms of the way games wind down with them. It's not like a sudden finisher with like a Meteor Knuckle potentially, or Base Anomaly, or most Gigas really. Kernel Force finishers. Instead, it's just a slow grind to the end with these brutal 200 damage chips coming out, or 200 damage charge shots.
And unfortunately, we definitely wanted that Ground Man to not hit there and potentially break up some of these Sanctuary panels. But Dorman kind of jumped the gun there, unfortunately. Which is fine. He still has Dust Cross, which is also making quick work of the back row Sanctuary panels.
Down to 5 cuss now. Marvino is... this is not a good situation.
Yeah, this is very tough. 4 chips. We do find uninstall, which is pretty decent because now we can get 3 more chips out of our folder and probably get some advantage. But shuffling on 3 turn, you're hoping for a prayer and a miracle. Meanwhile, Dorman sitting really nice with max HP still. Okay, that's actually good.
Perfectly.
Yeah, that worked out really nice. Okay, but we still have to land this. Nice, nice, nice. Gets to uninstall. This is going to even out the playing field for Marvino here. But here we go. It's this one shuffle. And there it is. Bug Fix mixed into his hand. Very nice timing, too. Very nice.
Just
very
barely.
Nice.
Wow. Marvino.
Yo, it was all reliant on this. Dorman could have done anything next turn and been safe. But it looks like Marvino is going to make it out and grab hold of this bug fix that he's been digging for. Bug fix will come down now. This is going to give him normal movement. And no more cuss bug, which means we're going to see a full hand of chips in the next turn. But it looks like Dorman also gets a nice sequence of chips here. Going to be able to deal damage with the Heat Dragon and also going to be able to get that uninstall of his own. And now, once again, it's looking like a little bit of a desperate situation for Marvino. I do want to see... We already seen Groundman SP, so we could also go into SoulXCross this turn and try to get damage that way. I think that might be one of the best ways to start pushing advantage. But it seems like Marvino wants to hold on to erase here. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe just wanting to punish Envis and not have to camp forward.
Ooh, that is going to be Judgment taken away from Dorman here. Not going to be able to get those panels back. Ooh, but Element Man SP
on grass. That's just damage. Oh. Nice. Excellent bait. Okay, not bad hand, not a bad hand. Definitely got some defense in here. Gonna try and go for a back row fanfare. I kind of want that to be led with. There, okay, now we see SoulXCross. Okay, that was interesting. Ooh, and Dorman making the right call going into ground cross. Oh wait, but goes for BDT anyway, so there won't be a decross from that.
So the reason for the ground cross is to get the super armor out of it so that the BDT charges aren't interrupted.
Oh, true.
Oh, so it's back row fanfare.
Nice, excellent movement. Not only avoiding the ball of death, but also pushing advantage. Oh, it goes to the holy panel.
Crazy optimization on Marvino's end there. Not only stepping back for the holy panel to get rid of the Dark Thunder, but while they're doing it, they're also spamming their Buster for those the Buster Jam procs. So that was super optimized, super well played on Marvino's part right there.
Dorman still holding the lead though. This is it's not over yet, right? Marvino is pushing advantage here and there, every turn gaining a little bit of distance, but I still feel like there are so many threats in Dorman's folder right now that Marvino has to respect and be scared of. Like even taking all these area grabs into hand right now, yeah, as he backs out, that's really scary. Maybe I would take like one and take some defense and maybe the slow gauge and maybe Element Man EX, but taking both into the same hand, I feel like it's a little rough. Oh, okay. So it seemed like Dorman did have access to Windrak, so that's fine. Okay, taking both area grabs works out here. Very nice.
Ooh, Marvino getting very unlucky with the Buster Jam procs.
Interesting choice here. Okay, goes for fire just to get rid of the anti-damage. Nice. Gets advantage here. Nice. Okay. And there it is. Bug Rise's sword is in hand now. Now, here's the cool thing too. Yes, you could go for the Beast Out here because the Beast Out does grant Gregar players access to super armor once again. So that means we could start going for these short shots and still have the safety of super armor attached to us, despite the uninstall from earlier. Some good defense from Dorman here though, and another area grab. Oh, that's gonna really deny a lot of damage here. And Fanfare is gone too, which means we have to play honest footsies now. Oh, barely misses. Oh, wow. Is that really it? Wow. This will still be a lot of damage if Element Man hits on a grass panel. But defense, Dorman playing the defense very well. Goes for ice instead. Very interesting choice here. Oh. That was a tough game. That was a very tough game.
Yeah, Dorman pulling out that Super Vulcan, pulling out the trusty old minigun and gunning down Marvino with their sword in hand. You know, that's there's definitely a message in there about like being left behind times, you know. Marvino bringing the sword up against Dorman's minigun and just being mowed down there.
in Twitch chat, Sal does bring up the point of Marvino using the elect variation of the Element Man EX in order to trap Dorman camping forward, and would have been able to push some advantage getting charge shots while they're trapped forward. That definitely would have been a game changer for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But in any case, GG, well played to Marvino and Dorman. Put on a fine performance. Great show. Very interesting matchup. Honestly, that was just a phenomenal set of plays. Phenomenal plays from both players.
All right, and yeah, as mentioned, well played to both sides. So with that, we
will be handing things off to player 0, who will keep you entertained while me and Soul take a short break.
Okay, so that was on me. I did forget to unmute the Discord, so I was just talking to OBS. But yeah, so as Neryth mentioned, he's handing it back to me, and we'll be taking a short break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, we are back now. Hopefully everyone managed to get some water or some snacks, because we still have more matches to go through. Starting up with our next match with Marvino vs Buster.
All right, we have seen Marvino already, the Bug Rise Sword, clashing with Dorman's BDT. Buster Cannon, on the other hand, don't think we've seen their setup this stream, so we can go ahead and talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. First, I want to shout out the usage of Tango here. Tango is a very, very interesting NCP piece. What it does is when you reach critical levels of health, usually this is indicated by the purple coloring of the numbers in your HP that is remaining, which would mean you're in a dire pinch or situation. It will trigger. It will give you a barrier 100 and an additional 300 HP. So basically, it's 400 HP, right? But it's in a slightly weirder shape. And it also has to go on the command line, which is interesting, instead of just playing another HP 400. I think the barrier makes it much more worth because it allows you to just, it's not even 100 HP, it's removing 100 damage from damage judge, which can be pivotal and can come up many times.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of looking at it as well, and looking at barriers. And the way in which they differ from recovery. It's true. First off, they do basically take away from the damage judge by mitigating that damage. But secondly, there's also potential for blocking additional damage, right? So the barrier can block, even if a barrier only has 5 hit points, 10 hit points left on it. And this is part of the theory behind using that barrier star, is that it will still block a single hit, no matter how big it is. So you could potentially block like a Muramasa with it and get 495 additional value, so on and so forth, right? Even if your barrier is down to 5 HP. So there's definitely a case to be made for the extra value added from using barriers in that way. Tango, yeah, it's interesting you bring it up. It is 7 spaces in your Navicust. An HP 400 plus 400 is 8 spaces. So you're getting that little bit of extra value in the total effective hit points. It's both the HP plus 400 and Tango offer you 400 effectively, but Tango is only 7 spaces. As a trade-off, of course, like you mentioned, it's got to go on the command line. And in this instance, it's taking 2 spaces on that command line, So you really got to make the call there. Like, is there something you would rather have on a command line? So really, with building your Navicust and trying to include Tango, there's a lot of questions that need to be asked. There's optimization issues and things that you've got to think through before including it. Another thing I want to shout out though here is that Buster Cannon is using that big hook.
Yes, sir.
Big hook Giga, the underrepresented duo Giga. Yeah, coming in with a 2-hit combo and just knocking you flat on your face.
What's really interesting is that he's comboing it in H Code, and H Code has Aqua Dragons, and that allows you to set up some freeze break kind of strategies. Now, I do feel like I would have rather have seen maybe Aquaman SP or maybe Aquaman Star over like Tengu Man in order to go ahead and get some value out of the panels for the freeze and still be able to push advantage against an enemy Gregar even if you don't have ice up, you know? Because I don't see the freezing happening often unless you go Aqua Dragon into Aqua Dragon or Element Man SP freeze. So there's at least Aqua Dragon into Aqua Dragon, Element Man SP freeze to set up for big hook plays, but
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Also very funny here. In Twitch chat, Space Sine Wave saying, "What codes do you want in your folder, Buster Cannon?" Buster Cannon responding, "I'll have yeah, that's what Buster Cannon's having."
Yeah. You can't decide.
Yeah, a lot of interesting chip choices though in Buster Cannon's folder here. Barrier 100. We just mentioned the potential value of barrier. At the same time, barriers can feel underwhelming as well, depending on how it's used. And a barrier 100, one from Tango, one in code here. It'll be interesting to see whether or not that gets good value. You did mention maybe running like Spoutman Star, Aquaman Star, also known as. But in order to get that some more freeze break potential, I would have liked to just see like a single Ice Siege or something in here.
Me too.
But we'll see how it all works out for Buster Cannon. Don't think I have too much more to say about this.
All right, then we'll get right into the match. But before we do that, we did receive a donation of $15 from Joe Java, and the message reads as, "Love seeing the other Giga chips being played so well, and these matches have been straight fire today." Absolutely, these matches have been straight fire. I 100% agree. Thank you so much for your donation, Joe Java. We appreciate you and everybody that's here watching. Donation or not, we're all here to enjoy Battle Network, and that's what we're gonna do. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get started on that right now. Roll the clip. The hero has drawn the turn 1 bug fix.
It finally happened. Yeah, I mean, bug
now
fix
shuffle.
is...
Shuffle your hand.
No.
Marvino.
No. Bug fix is at the top of Marvino's folder, so it was going to happen sooner or later. Just happened a bit later. But here's the turn 1 bug fix. Here's a decent opening hand here. Area grab, bug fix into full cast?
I have a bit of an issue. My issue is it really better to be going into Charge Cross so early? He did this in the last game too. Now, the way custom bug works is on an X turn, you start decreasing in the hand size, right? Isn't it better to go for Charge Cross around turn 4? In this case, because it's custom bug level 1. No, it's custom bug level 2. So around turn 3, wouldn't it be better to go for Charge Cross instead of this early?
I mean, Marvino's still getting that extra cust value, though, even before the cust bug kicks in, right? So, yeah, now up to 7 cust here.
Yeah, maybe it is. Wow. He's the best player. There's no one better than Marvino. There's no one. There's literally no one. Like, how do you lose? How, Sway?
That's it. That's the bug fix. That's the bug rise sword.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just check it off the list.
That's it. Chip Shuffle, too strong. Marvino, hitting stronger.
Ban it. Ban them both. Get them out. Get them out, bro. Can't be doing this.
Well, so yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching Marvino versus Buster Cannon.
This has been the stream.
Marvino has won all of Blood Moon.
Good job. Congratulations, Marvino. You've done very well. Thank you so much for your participation.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Buster Cannon, on the other hand, clearly has felt this energy coming from Marvino and knows that the end is nigh. Bug Rise Sword drop, +1 area. So unfortunately, Marvino isn't going to be able to get the back row fanfare. Ooh, very nice use of the green invulnerability there to burn Rush safely.
Here we go. This is it.
A lot of defense being squeezed out of Buster Cannon this turn.
Nice. Oh, counter hit. Woo. Woo. Oh, my heart. I can't take it. Buster got caught slacking him, bro. Dang. Okay, I always like the leading with anti-navi just to prevent Judgment. It's like one of the few outs that can allow you to get panels back.
What a perfect set of chips here in order to continue the Bug Rise Sword value.
We don't really
fine.
mind. Yeah, we're okay. We did it. Run back forward. Oh, chip charging. There it is. Oh!
Yeah, double anti-navi. Marvino just tried to trigger that anti-damage to only to find out it's not anti-damage.
Very nice, very nice. Look how oppressive this can be when you draw early, but look at this value in terms of barrier and HP recovery. Thank you to Tango.
Oh no.
Oh no, what happened? What happened?
Marvino stepped back and used that last area grab there to as a beast charge in order to get rid of the defense there. Okay. Marvino does shuffle in 2 more area grabs. It's all fine. It's all good. All good.
Yeah, just draw more. Yeah, I don't see the problem. Yeah, just beat Marvino.
Yeah, so that could have been bad if Marvino didn't have any more area this turn to play, because then there wouldn't be a way to get that Bug Rise Sword value. But luckily, that chip shuffle just delivers 2 more area grabs into Marvino's waiting hands.
Yeah, it'd be very bad if those didn't come in just
There's even a wind rack. There's even a wind rack here to take care of the Erase Beast.
And or Life Roar. Well, I guess just or. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is looking real slow for Buster.
Big hook.
Big
1,
hook.
2.
Nice. Nice.
Fortunately, the big hook was not enough. Marvino does take that game 1.
You can't bring fists to a sword fight. It doesn't work. Okay, so this is what not drawing turn 1 bug fix looks like.
That's well, yeah, it happens. It happens. But yeah, what we saw last time was Marvino bringing their sword to was clearly a gunfight. Dorman gunning him down in cold blood with that minigun.
So true, so true.
Now we see Buster Cannon bring his fists to a sword fight.
I mean, they're pretty big fists, sir.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those are like power fists, right?
Okay, but real quick, this field is the perfect and prime opportunity to bring Aqua Dragons to, right? Because now you have a situation where you can possibly get that freeze and then maybe go for that combo afterwards. It'd have to be Windrak into Lance into Aqua Dragon into Big Hook. That's a lot, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot to have in hand at the same time as a Gregar player.
Unfortunately, Marvino doesn't have panel grabs, so there's no possibility of a back row fanfare thanks to this being a perma-hole field. Yeah, and that's a little bit rough. I do think Marvino could have maybe brought 1 or 2 panel grabs as well in this folder, and that would have spiced it up even more.
Yeah, I agree. Having that 1 panel grab just allows you to push advantage, even if it's neutral area. That 1 square allows you to play footsies, right? So I definitely feel like it's worth being put in. Nice, very nice. Step back. Why? I mean, I guess it don't matter. You can just play Ring Around the Rosie.
Ooh, oh, that next area grab. Oh wow, Marvino knew what was up and just refused to give Buster Cannon that area back.
And Marvino found the fabled and infamous bug fix that's usually at the bottom of everyone's folder, unless you're player 0. You have to run chip. Yeah, you have to run chip shuffle to draw. Actually, think about that for a second. Like,
I'm kind of mad because PZ doesn't even go into Dustcross to draw like stuff he needs, right? In the set I played against him, he straight up just he doesn't even go Dustcross turn 1 anymore. He just goes, I already got it. I got everything I need, and he just goes into like Tengu turn 1 instead.
Or he'll go Aqua Cross when he sees the ice panels. It's nice to have a luxury to not have to dig, right?
Yeah, but we can't all be player 0.
Player 0. No, never.
Okay, Erase Cross coming in for Buster Cannon. Maybe an Erase Beast play on the next turn. Oh!
Very nice. No! Oh, very bad! No!
The double anti-navi. It all plays out as it was initially going to. But the Alpha Dragon does connect. Get the D-Cross here onto Marvino. Oh my lord! How many hits was that?
Was it 2 hits?
That was at least 2 hits. That was at least 2 hits from the Aqua Dragon there on the back.
Yeah, it was 2 hits. Whoa. I didn't even know it could do that. Yeah, that's crazy. Today I learned Aqua Dragon can hit twice if you're sliding down ice panels.
That I believe is Element Man SP to take care of the Life Aura.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. And then you have the EX right afterwards. I think I would have took the HP though. Yeah, I feel like you should have took the HP. Okay, well, we do have Invisible. Oh, the movement.
Nice. Yeah, these ice panels are great for being able to dodge the...
The BIM, that was so sneaky.
Oh, no, that's it.
That's it. You're trying to dodge these these erase tails, right? Right? Bamboo sword.
Yeah, it didn't end up connecting, but that was also pretty scary. And then Buster Cannon didn't need the bamboo sword to connect. It would have just been the cherry on top there.
Rush is something that's you have to be thinking about all the time. I mean, it is open setups, first of all, so they do know that the other person has this chip available or this NCP available, right? Because you can just look at it. But even then, sometimes you put yourself into a position where you have this in hand, but you really want to get to that next chip, and you're stuck because now your opponent doesn't have to do anything. They can just use charge shots and pressure you. Meanwhile, Rush is just waiting for you to do something. Oh, that was a perfectly timed barrier.
Yeah, Marvino getting a very good turn one with that bug fix.
Dodged it.
Bug fix into barrier 200. The barrier 200 does get roasted by Heatman SP here, but Buster Cannon was probably looking for the D-Cross.
It would have been crazy if Buster Cannon went Windrack and smacked him into the dragon. That would have been some crazy hindsight. Or insight, rather.
Ooh. Yeah, so Marvino was holding that machine gun too, hoping for an uninstalled a pair of it. Fortunately, not going to get it here. Does have some juicy options here this turn in order to keep the pressure up. Get some value in here. But I'm not sure if there's any back row options here.
Okay, gets the free confirm for erasement here, but you're gonna be frozen for your troubles. Oh, flash bomb. Okay, that gets one hit. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. Goes for the anger play, gets the ×2. Thanks to that flash bomb, you could have just waited out and get the anger and then get the ×2 that way. That's actually really smart. Ooh, someone's just sitting duck right now too. Interesting. Deciding to go for defensive play instead.
I mean, there is going to be... So it's a little bit much to call it defensive play. There's the life aura here, but these slow gauges are going to be charged right into that wind rack for the D-Cross. So that's actually going to stifle Buster Cannon's... Ooh, yeah, that was huge.
Dodging the wind drag by moving forward because of beast jump gets a miss. See, beast jumping is a double-edged sword. Yeah, you can jump in on your opponent and catch them off guard, but you lose the ability to control. It's like they can just dodge it, right? They can just move forward, dodge your beast rush, and then you lose out on so much value. Now, Buster Cannon has to figure out another way to deal with this life aura here. But don't fret in these cases, because Great Gar does have the option to go into any of its numerous crosses, except for Elect Cross, and use beast charges to go ahead and clear up that life aura, which is...
Okay, maybe there's another...
Wind rack? Yeah, okay, all right. Or you can just draw wind rack number 2.
Ooh, that wasn't... The uninstall did connect right before that invis was dropped, so Buster Cannon has been uninstalled here. Ooh, big hook, 480 damage.
Really solid damage. That's about as much damage as base F does, except it's less multi-hits, or less hits rather. But Ryza's sword is finally in hand here. But there's no area to go along with it, it seems.
Ooh, double recoveries gonna come into play here, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel like you just have to do it. But getting the anti-navi is quite nice there, though.
The anti-navi could even be charged here just to get that. That would bring Buster Cannon down very low. looks like that's no longer an option due to this life aura. Ooh, okay, but it is still going to be used to crack these panels, and that is going to limit Buster Cannon's options defensively here.
Buster Cannon is piling on a ton of damage. Why don't you just move? Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, Gregor Beast Button is just so good. It does so much damage. Like, so fast. Sanctuary into Grab Revenge is going to be pretty nice for Marvino. But without a wind rack, if Buster Cannon somehow makes it back to the front row there, it wouldn't push back.
Sanctuary drop from Marvino. That is going to buy Marvino quite a bit of time in terms of the durability. Lance sneaking out here.
Oh, that extra area grab saves Marvino from this. Never mind, he has another one. Waiting for this timeout on this. Oh, there it is. But still, Sanctuary putting in so much value. Instead of dying by the end of this turn, you do still have low HP. Oh, okay, actually, the Invis saves him too. Whew. This is a close one. Oh, Element Man, okay. Oh, this is unfortunate. I don't think there's any more area grabs in Marvino's folder. So it's going to be very hard to go ahead and...
Yeah, I do think the chip sequence there wasn't quite right. It should have been BRS into double area grabs.
Right.
And then you pressure Buster Cannon back with the BRS charge, and then you double area grab to get into range to actually take care of him. Unfortunately, that's not going to be an option here anymore.
Oh, Buster Bug!
Buster Bug!
Buster Bug! Oh my God! Buster Bug is coming to come back here! That's so much damage from these procs! It's so close! Oh, the Buster Bug came through! Wow!
Down to 1 HP. A very close match between Marvino and Buster Cannon there.
Yo, he clutched it with the Buster Bug! That was so nice! Wow! Okay. I didn't expect that for some reason. Like, yeah, we all knew he had it, but
I mean, that was respectable. That was all right. That was an all right Buster Bug display. Of course, if that was player 0, Buster Cannon would have been melted like 3 turns ago by the Buster Bug. Yeah, like his HP pool would have already been gone by then. Like Buster Cannon would already be in Discord discussing the number of procs PZ got. But you know, Marvino's procs there were pretty respectable. It came through when he needed it, and those holy panels putting in so much work. Marvino.
So much work, absolutely. Anything that allows you to survive longer than you should have is definitely worth playing in your folder. That's any form of defense. Just Sanctuary is weird. It's a form of defense, and it allows you to regain movement options. It's just such a good chip to have in any folder. You might think to yourself, well, okay, my opponent's just going to clear it out with Element Man. But think about it this way, right? They're using Element Man to clear your panels. No longer are they using it for damage or utility with like freezing or trying to combo off for double damage on your Tomahawk Cross or anything like that. They have to respect your Sanctuary. And that mindset alone makes Sanctuary so amazing. And then on top of that, you get the benefits of just taking less damage over time. Marvino, okay, he did have the Invisible, right? But if Marvino didn't have Invisible, let's say he didn't have that turn, he would have not died, and the turn would have ended and allowed him to get into the cusp one more time because of Sanctuary panels. It's pretty good for me.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what you with your analysis of Sanctuary as a chip. I'm not sure I totally agree with what you said about defense in general. Of course, I think defense is completely useless. No purpose. There's no purpose whatsoever. What's the point? What's the point of surviving an extra turn when you could simply delete your turn one turn faster?
Oh,
true. Delete your opponent. You delete your opponent one turn faster. I mean, yeah, just you know, who needs defense? The only defense I need is defense that does 300 damage back to my opponent. Yeah. That's the defense I need. I carry defensive chips like anti-recovery, right? A very good defensive chip. Yeah. Anti-sword, solid 300 damage back to my opponent. Very good defensive chip. That's just my philosophy. You know, defense is just worthless. Who cares about defense when you could have just more offense, right? That's what we need.
Your logic is sound. In fact, I see no fallacies with it. I have to agree.
All right. But yeah, GG, well played to Marvino and Buster Cannon. A very, very interesting set. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for me. From this point onwards, I'm going to crawl into my coffin, and that's it. That's it.
Okay. Bye.
Yep. See ya.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Neryth, shame you couldn't continue until the end, and hopefully your cough gets better as well. And with that, let's head into setups for our next match for the day. Alright, so looking at the setups from both sides, we have Symes and we have Neryth. We've seen Neryth's folder play, but Soul, what do you think about the Symes folder?
Now, this is a folder we've seen Symes play quite often, and I think there's a couple of tweaks to it. No, actually, this is a return to form. This is what he usually brings when he plays Chunk. The biggest difference, actually, is that he is playing Speed Max versus the extra 100 HP, which is really good for Buster Bug procs and trying to get value out of that in the late game. As we just saw, Marvino was able to clutch a win because of Buster Bug. So Speed Max is very valuable in that regard. Speed Max allows you to pick your gun up and shoot a little bit faster, as well as allowing you to, I mean, it's negligible when both you and your opponent are right in front of each other. Your speed is always maxed out at that. But the further away from your opponent you are, the more valuable Speed Max becomes. And that with the Buster Bug there is what makes it so really strong. Now, the folder is interesting. It plays very lightly on B code chips. It's only playing the Banish and the Machine Gun, but it is playing the B Brothers. B Brothers is insanely powerful because Protoman SP does double damage on Tengus, and Blastman SP does double damage on Tomahawk. So he is denying two very powerful processes from Falzar players. The problem here, though, is we looking at Neryth's folder. Neryth is playing that Tengu-focused folder with 3 copies of Anti-Sword. So it's going to be imperative for Symes to land these machine guns at the right time to just place down a Protoman SP. And he also has to be wary of anti-recovery on top of that. So it's going to be interesting how Symes plays around these dynamics.
Indeed, and Symes also has a lot of HP. So combined with his defense and his other chips like indirect defense, like Sanctuary, the Holy Panel, Symes can actually be a very difficult matchup for Neryth. So if we look at Symes' folder, so we know he doesn't have any air shoes, but he runs Sanctuary, Holy Panel, and the Panel Break. So this will make it very difficult for Neryth to get value out of his gather. But also, as you mentioned, Neryth will always have that fear on his mind with the Proto Man SP coming out, or even Blast Man SP. Because for Symes, it's a lot easier to try to build the advantage very early and very quickly through his charger compared to Neryth, who needs like very specific setup, and he needs to do the defense and everything else as well.
When for newcomers into the stream, when we say Gregar is DPS the game, this is going to showcase why we say that. Now, once again, Symes' folder is mostly utility. The Recover 300 doesn't do damage. It heals you, it don't do damage. The Holy Panel don't do damage. So where's all his damage coming from? You're going to see it now. I think we're ready to go in. How about you, PZ?
All right, we sure are. Let's head into the match and see how it plays out. Okay, so as we can see, Symes does have that red slow gauge, but he also gets a second slow gauge, which obviously he doesn't have to worry about using since both players are running.
I feel like it's these moments where sometimes I wish I only had the one slow gauge. Like my opponent has it, right? I don't need the second one in my hand. But at the same time, you don't want to give your opponent the authority, usually, on what kind of gauge we're playing in, which is why we tend to see slow gauges and fast gauges in multiple copies in each other's folder.
Ooh, that's a very nice life arc coming out from Neryth. Now he's going to be able to at least get some advantage out of these broken panels and landing his charge shot without having to worry about dust.
The even better part about this is that because of this Holy Panel, Symes can place it in an area right in the center and then just camp it. What makes it scary though is that we're playing against dust here, so dust could potentially break it. But Symes, very smart. He places it down and then voids it. This doesn't allow Charlie the advantage of breaking that panel that he just so graciously faced down. And it's going to give him some insane value as time goes on. Now, here's the problem. I don't know if SoulXCross is the safest thing to go into, especially against a person who has dust in play. So it's either a read that Neryth is going to switch off into Tengu, which isn't a bad read to play and think about, but you also have to be wary of these anti-swords that are in the folder. It will trigger once you go for a charge shot.
Yeah, so I think part of what Symes is thinking is that he's probably going to try to gamble going for the Windrak into the machine gun, because he does have Windrak machine gun tag and he took the machine gun as well. But let's see if he's able to land that or he gets decrossed. Ooh, the other area grab coming down, so there is... Oh no!
No!
2, 3... Ooh, okay, so slightly less than average number of hits, 3 hits. But that's still quite a bit of damage, getting 600 damage out of that meteor rocket.
That was basically 6 hits. Could you imagine if he got more? Oh my goodness.
I mean, that could have been game right there. Literally could have ended it.
Oh my god, that was scary. I know Symes was just in like torment, in utter despair when he saw Meteor Knuckle. That was just, whoa, that was scary. Oh nice, getting anger here. Does the anger go to Beast? I forget.
It does not.
Okay.
No.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, though if he wants to use Q-Force, then obviously he still wants to go into Beast Art, because that will also enable the Beast Buster and the targeting with that Gandalf.
I'm not too happy with the order here. I would like to see the Sanctuary drop first before the area grab.
Yeah, I think usually you want to do that, but I think Symes is trying to avoid Neryth aggressively using his own area, so he wants to make it more difficult, yeah. Ooh, ground, so might be seeing Geddon maybe?
Oh, just at the right time. Woo! Wow, amazing sequencing for Symes here. That was 2 very, very dangerous bombs he avoided just now.
Yeah, that was actually really close. If Neryth was able to land that
nice.
into Erase Man, that could have been game. And yeah, it's very difficult now for Neryth to try to trade because his Charcho can be more easily avoided and the range doesn't really scale as well. Oh, nice. Okay.
Got hit by the lasting hitbox at the very tail end there. He was able to avoid that hitbox a few times. Panel grab, the panel grab.
Ooh, this isn't really the ideal position you want the panel grabs. If Neryth was able to put them in the middle, then you could have potentially gone for Tengu charge shots or Tomahawk, but now at least he does get his holy panels, which is very nice advantage.
I do have to say that I'm a little worried for Symes. I think I would have taken that Recover 300 into hand. But the problem here is we all know that the trap isn't an anti-damage. And it can only be one of two things. Anti-sword or anti-recover. So now Symes was put into a predicament where he had to make a choice. But now, thanks to Machine Gun, he's able to easily make that choice, but gets roll locked for it.
Oh, nice!
The bird! I hate that bird. Oh my goodness! This is the worst case scenario, but the sanctuary panels won't even matter. He's okay. If this is up, that's actually okay for Symes. But the sanctuary panels are doing more for Neryth here. Oh no! 99 HP!
This is looking really scary for Symes. I mean, the Sanctuary Panels did help him survive into the stun, and now he can potentially try to do something, but he has no way of regaining area, and he is still locked, so he really needs
Now, this is important. Does Neryth have the anti-sword?
Oh, he might.
Yes, he does!
Well, that could be anti-recovery? Okay, never mind. It is that sword. Nice.
Oh, he makes it out! Oh, but 1 HP, just not enough.
Oh. Ooh, okay, so this is a really bad field for Neryth, because with that permahole, he's basically never going to be able to get a confirm on Tengu, which is his main damage, as we've already seen.
Now, we just witnessed how oppressively powerful Tengu Cross is, and this is why most folders should be packing a sword chip. I'm starting to actually believe that if your folder doesn't have a check for Tengu, you're doing something wrong. And I've started employing swords in my own strategies, even if it meant a little bit of a lack of fluidity, just to make sure that you have a check for that. Because once you're in that kind of situation, there's not much you can do.
So this position, usually Neryth would have beat, but because the erase man happened in a time freeze counter, that basically bypasses the beat and allows the decross to happen. On top of that, 400 damage coming from the machine gun.
But all the area is lost, but thankfully, there's so much of this turn left.
Yeah, this would have been a really good turn for Neryth to go into Tengu. If only it wasn't for that permahole, he would have been able to get confirmed charges for a lot of damage.
Double recovs in hand at an opportune moment where you don't want it. But we do see the invisible and a life aura in hand. Yeah, I don't think Slash is the right call. I do like the charge cross though.
The issue with Charcho is that this permahole also impacts him, so Symes doesn't have air shoes, which means Neryth can safely avoid it unless, I guess, Symes goes for buster shots.
Right.
And yeah, going back to what you said about running sword chips, I do know a pretty good sword chip that people could opt to run.
Get out.
I mean...
no. I mean, you're not wrong, but leave. Like, you know, you understand?
Neryth is right there. You can just consider it.
It is a good chip. It's very flexible. You can choose which codes to use. You can Sonic Boom. You can double life sword. You can cross slash. It's very valuable.
Ooh,
you can run Meteor Knuckle.
Though these buster procs from Symes are looking really good. He managed to get quite a bit of damage actually just from that.
He didn't even have the bug fix yet. Yeah, this is not looking good. This is not looking good at all. I could see not going into a cross here and just continuing to gain value off of your charge shots. I could even see going beast out here, but maybe he just wants to push advantage with what he has already. You're already in this very, very nice winning spot here.
Yeah, the issue is that unless Neryth has his recoveries, then it can very easily be deleted with plenty of the stuff that Symes has. Symes could have potentially just taken the Q force and used it. But, yeah. Now Neryth is stuck, unable to deal with that life aura. Very nice. Ooh, and dodging everything though, the Holy Panel is going into Neryth's shield. Oh no, Buster Proc.
Wow, the Buster Proc on the way out. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? That was this. Yo, Buster Bug is so gross. It is so gross.
Symes did get quite a bit of damage from Buster Bug just this match. It's very strong as an option. But even for Gregor, some people might think, oh, I'd rather get the 100 HP, but I think it's very scary. Still bad. Oh no,
wow.
missed the input.
Wow. Okay, so what happened here was the classic misinput or misconfiguration for Changu back B because of the beast out. Now the beast busters, they're kind of like instantaneous. They start shooting out feathers or a buster immediately, right? So it's a lot harder to be left while you're in beast out, which is why we saw feathers coming out instead of him getting his cloud. I think that it's a much tighter frame count for when you can press back within the B input. I think it's like, what, 5 frames or something like that? It's something really ridiculous.
It's basically frame perfect. You have to do
both. Frame perfect.
Yeah, you have to do both inputs at the same frame. So it is very difficult. It takes quite a bit. But it can also be very crucial in these moments, especially when Symes gets all of these Buster Bug procs. I mean, that was very brutal.
It was a lot. Oh, get him out. Bye. Goodbye. I hate that bird so much.
Ooh, that machine gun is going to be blocked. Nice. The Invis will activate Rush, which will give anger, but does Symes have follow-up to remove that life aura? Seems like he might with that Navi. Not sure which one it was. Ooh,
nice.
Okay.
It's Blastman. I mean, it was always going to break the barrier, but...
Yeah. This is still a pretty nice position for Neryth, being able to get in good damage at the beginning. Ooh, though that area grab might have been a bit too early.
Yeah, I think it was just a bit too early.
And the bug fix already. So one thing I was going to point out is the HP bug that's building up on Symes' part, but he got the bug fix very quickly. So unfortunately for Neryth, I guess, it wouldn't have much of an impact on this match. They are at about the same HP, which is actually very deceiving because Symes started with much higher HP. So.
Nice. There's no way for Neryth to block this, not without life aura at the minimum. So this is a really good situation. Ooh. It was a really good situation. But this is slow gauge, so which this means we are most definitely seeing the loss of HonorNite at some point.
To be honest, I wouldn't be so sure about that. I think the timing in terms of Invis running out and the get-in might be a bit close. Okay. So Neryth was able to get in one charge shot at least.
Oh, trying to go for the B left and get the trap. Gonna have to settle for the fire, which is still really nice in my opinion.
But now losing the area again, Neryth has already used quite a bit of his area grabs. So it might be starting to look a bit rough for Neryth.
Yeah, Symes is definitely clawing his way back into this game. It's seeming to be inching towards his favor ever so slightly within each and every turn. But this is Neryth we're talking about. I am pretty positive a comeback is coming.
I mean, it wouldn't be quite a comeback, because Neryth is still at the advantage now, unless you mean the position will be flipped and then Neryth will have to do a comeback after that, which, I mean, could happen. Ooh, in the middle, though at least that will lock Symes in place. Oh no, he took the panel return at the perfect time.
Sure did. And now he can cap this back row and deny. Oh, tried to go for Judgment. But that doesn't work. This allows Neryth to at least be able to land some of these ship charges.
Ooh.
Super armor just being so valuable just now, allowing Symes to walk forward and not get hit by the other 2 hits of that tornado.
The immediate buster proc from Symes on a single charge shot, single buster shot, and then into the recoveries for the stun, which Neryth's HP is starting to go down, so a few charge shots here and there can really add up on Neryth.
I think we're gonna see anti-recovery come into form here. Okay, I guess not. Spoutman will come out though. Gonna do a little bit of damage here. And at this point, I want to say Neryth is definitely winning the damage trade. Oh, but losing Tengu here, a bit unfortunate.
Ooh,
oh, okay. No. You hate to see it happen. You hate to see it. Not the TFC anti-damage here, race man.
Yeah, I always see like players, especially new players, being really hard on themselves, saying, "Oh, I did that bad TFC and everything." But I mean, as you can see now, it happens even to top players. It's actually very difficult.
It's like an impulse reaction. You're just like, oh, TFC. Sometimes you're not even thinking about doing it, but you're pressing the button.
Yeah.
It sucks, for sure.
But this is going to be a very scary turn for Neryth, because Neryth has basically no immediate defense against the Q-Force, no invis, and he already used all of his panel breaking chips, so this can turn out to be a very difficult turn. Sanctuary would be very helpful. Ooh, and all of these area grabs are very nice as well.
Here's the problem though, it's Sanctuary. And all this area was just completely neutral.
No. The Gundelso!
Gundelso doesn't neutralize its damage when their opponent is on a holy panel. So it still does the full 480, which is why Gundel Force is one of the most powerful combinations in the game. It's so good.
Yeah, it really is a scary combo. I mean, I wouldn't say quite the most powerful. Neovari is in the game, so, I mean, you know.
To be fair, when you're playing, Meteor Knuckle, Neovaluable does look like the best thing in that sense, like butter and bread. I'm not going to lie to you, bro. It do be looking clean.
But yeah, well played to both sides. That was actually a very close matchup.
It definitely seemed Neryth-sided until the very end just there.
Yeah.
Gundelso does so much. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. You're flashing, don't care. Got a barrier up, don't care. Sanctuary, not even flinching, bro. Not worried.
All right, and with that, let's head into our final match for the day, which will be HonorNite vs Josue. So I don't think we've seen either of these players today, so this will actually be very interesting now.
Yeah, for sure. Looking over at Josue's side, we are seeing a bit more G-code in the folder with some small splashes here. Playing Neo Variable and Meteor Knuckle. And also Muramasa. I know you're happy about that. You know, we haven't seen a single bass player today. That makes me really sad.
Yeah, you should have joined.
I should have joined.
Represented bass, yeah.
I should have joined. This is my fault. No bass representation. It's my fault. But that being said, yeah, looking over at Josue's folder, it's a very usual setup for G-code. But the cust is where it gets really interesting and spicy. The placement of bug stop is not something we typically see in most custs. And what its placement does is allows them to get custom max as well as beat, and the charge max with a little bit more HP than usual. So in comparison, like Salad Cuss, Salad Cuss also gets the custom max, but in beat and etc. But it doesn't have the HP that Hostway has access to here. It's the 1400 setup versus, something higher.
Yeah, that's true. And the other thing is that the Josue setup might seem a bit unusual, and in terms of the bug stop, but that is also one of the things that you can really say about the game, that it allows a lot of freedom, which you can see by also looking at HonorNite's Navicast, which you might think, oh, that doesn't really feel efficient, but that's actually pretty good arrangement. It's, I think, pretty much the only way, or the only good way you can get air shoes, custom 2, and bug stop as well.
Yeah, and then looking over on the left-handed side, we have HonorNite here, looking pretty clean, also rocking some bit of splashes here, but we do see, you guessed it, Gundel Force in the folder. Now, this build in the Navi cuts is a pretty interesting one. It's actually a similar cut to something I've built, except it has 100 more HP, and of course, charge 1 instead of charge 2. So HonorNite here values the HP more than the charge, and thinks that charge 2 is more than enough to actually allow him to get what he needs done. Now, what's interesting about this cust is it does give Gregar cust 2 while maintaining air shoes, and that's something that's incredibly hard to do. But by sacrificing some charge plus pieces, and charge max in general, you are able to achieve that cust 2 variation and still have a decently fast buster charge time. Now, this allows the charge shots to still put on tons of pressure, as Gregar usually would, but now also gives you a variety of chips to choose from in your hands, not just the cust 6 or cust 5 situation that Gregars tend to have to deal with.
And I know we mentioned it last match, but we are also seeing that Q-Force Gundel Sol combo, which coincidentally is against New Vari Meteor Knuckles. How interesting. I wonder how that's going to play out.
Now,
okay.
Oh, wait, what was your question? Did you ask me a question?
Well, I was going to ask, what else do you have to add in?
Oh, I wanted to showcase out that Element SP once again making its appearance here. I think Element Man is just a really strong chip, and the SP is even stronger, which is why we've been seeing a lot of players playing it recently. If you don't play any SP Navis in your folder, or if you have one SP Navi in your code, I highly recommend putting Element SP. As you can see, it's been putting in a lot of work today for many players, and it's probably going to be seen in top tables. I think Element SP as a card or Battleship, has been seen in top tables very often, and it's something that people tend to play a lot. And I think that's a trend I'm going to try to start paying attention to more, and that's what chips are making it to top tables more often. But also what chips are being brought to the table to shake up the meta as well. Because we've been seeing things like Big Hook, for instance, which doesn't generally see a lot of play. And we've also been seeing Bug Rhizosword, which also doesn't see a lot of play. But we've been seeing success with these chips. And I think that's going to be an interesting trend to pay attention to.
Yeah, definitely. And as Dorman mentions, Element Man SP did see some use before we had rollback, but now with rollback making it a lot more consistent. A lot more people are also.
Yeah, all right. That being said, I think we're ready to go into this match itself. All right, battle routine set.
Execute. Okay, so one thing I don't think we touched upon is the red Windrak from HonorNite, which I think is an interesting pick choice. What do you think about it?
You know, I'm not so sure. What do you think about it, PC? What thoughts do you have?
Well, I mean, it's very interesting in that it allows you to have that confirmed wind rack in case your opponent uses Life Aura and you don't want to wait or waste your other options for it. But I also see the downside is that in Blood Moon or New Moon in general, we are playing with public setups, which means your opponent can also see what you are playing. So they know you have that rigged wind rack, they know you're going to wait for the Life Aura. So when they use it, it would be either really big tab or they'll just hold on to it and force you to play with one less custom.
One thing I like to point out too with this is the mix-up, right? You can go for a wind rack and it now makes your opponent think, does he have the second one? Or did he just use it? Can I safely go for Life Aura? And it creates that kind of dynamic as well. I think it's a very interesting discussion to have. And that is, what do you reg? Or why do you reg it?
Yeah, and I think we've been seeing a lot more players that end up going with no regs and no tags, in fact. And I've done that in this tournament and previous ones as well to help smooth out my folder and find key chips like buckets.
What did you say? Did we record that? I think we just caught him cheating. I think we just caught him cheating, guys.
Who cheating? I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, whatever. Moving on. Okay, you see, this is the one instance I was talking about. We need area back, and it seems like we're losing on advantage here. But we do have the second red rack in hand with this grab revenge, right? We can even bring one of the air grabs or both and go into slash if we really so desire. There is no slow gauge, so maybe not going into slash here is the best move. But wind rack can be used here. Oh, and also it will deal with this barrier 200. I completely forgot that was in play as well.
There is also beat in play, which I'm not too sure if HonorNite ended up dealing with already.
I don't think we've seen beat yet. Yeah, no.
Tengu cross coming out. Let's see if Josue has defense. No defense.
No defense.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
Oh, that's a lock. That's a lock. Oh, Joe, thank goodness you didn't go for it. I would have. Wow. You see, discipline and holding up to your chips, and you see what HonorNite was able to get out of that. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get a lock, but we still have the advantage in terms of area, and now we have the option of going into SoulXCross this upcoming turn. However, going into Slash is still scary. We do know that Josue has access to Groundman SP in their folder, but we also know that there's a Meteor Knuckle in there as well, which is doubly very scary. You don't want to be caught slacking out there, you know?
Yeah, it's going to be... I mean, you're basically going to have to gamble. You either take a lot of defense with you to protect against these or hope your opponent doesn't have them, which if they do, then I guess it's going to be a painful turn. So from looking at Josue's folder, he does have quite a bit of splash going here and there. So there's that Life Aura, which is typical, but Neovari and Muramasa both are off code. There is the recoveries, there is the Grab Revenge Sanctuary and Z code, and there is the K code with the Race Man and the Barrier 200. So there's quite a bit going on with his folder. So it's going to be very interesting to try to figure out which ones he's starting with. And looks like Knuckles, though, that gets 2 hits. I think that's about average, maybe slightly less.
How many hits do you think you would have gotten in that situation, Travis?
I mean, probably exactly the average number of hits.
I would say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean...
I would, yeah.
What else would I get? That's how averages work by definition. It's just everyone gets them on average, yeah?
Everyone?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Averages. But now going into the start, we see that slash cross coming out. Ooh, Neovar will land. Nice, but now we know there is no Grandman SP in the hand, so this could be a very painful turn for Josue.
Oh, very nice. Punishing HonorNite just for not committing too fully to this attack in the front row.
And HonorNite does have slightly, I mean, I'd say slightly, but only has 2 charge, which can slightly come into play when charge shots get missed or get blocked by defense. So maybe HonorNite would have been able to get in 1 extra charge shot if he had higher charge. Ooh, HonorNite is debating taking that wind drag, which could be the play depending on how he expects Josue's turn to play. Because if you look at it now, what outs does Josue have to the Slashman block? They'd be mostly
Other than, you know, the life aura.
Yeah, exactly. So
there it is. Very excellent call here.
That TFC chain, that was a bit unfortunate for Josue because he had to throw away quite a bit of defense on that. But now, ooh, nice.
Nice. Very nice. Holding out on the defense until when he needed it most. It's going to cost him some HP, but he's at least going to make it into the next turn. Wow.
Very close. But now we see that Gandelsol, which is going to be very fast if HonorNite just mashes it straight away. I don't think Josue has time to use recovery or some of the other chips, so I'm not too sure on the exact frame data where Gandelsol comes out, but it's probably very small number of frames. HonorNite deciding to play safe instead, staying with Slash. I think he had 2 anti-damage up. I mean, 2 anti-damage in hand and the anti-damage up already. So, very defensive turn.
Going for the beast over here, I definitely agree. Unfortunately, this Razorman's going to miss.
Ooh. To be honest, yeah, it's very difficult. I guess Josue probably doesn't have any defense. Yeah. Because otherwise, if he was able to use the Eraseman into Muramasa, that could have been game potentially with some more defense.
I still think it's the right call because you could have just lost frame 1 to Gandelsol, and you both know that, you know?
Yep.
So it's like kind of hard to tell. We can't see the P shot on screen. I'm not sure if it flew all the way across before the turn was ended here. All I saw was HonorNite's gun raised and it dropped. Do you think he got clipped just now?
Ooh, could be. So it's going to be Buster shots, I think, travel 1 panel per 2 frames, something like that. And movement is about 7 frames to read the panel. So if that was early enough, then he could still, in theory, dodge it. But yeah, if he started, I don't think it's likely. I think that's just going to be game right here.
Yeah, I mean, he has Kernel Force. Man's only got 1 HP. Right? Well, there's 2 recover 300s in the folder. There could be something here.
Ooh. Okay. So yeah, now the Beastmaster is going to be finished. So I think, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think Alec would have been better at that end, but yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I don't think Josue could have, since the TFC didn't come out at that point with some defense, then there wasn't really much he could have done there. But now that will take us into a game 2, which HonorNite is looking to start in SoulXCross, which is very interesting.
I think starting SoulXCross is a very bold thing to do. I don't like doing it unless I have a lot of defenses in hand, which he does, and a slow gauge. And I don't see a slow gauge in hand. So it makes me a bit more skeptical to go into something like this. But if I have a lot of defenses in hand and a slow gauge and an area grab or 2, I'm definitely locking that in every time. Which is why we see him go back and make a readjustment into what he chooses here. Which I agree with.
Yeah, going into a race, I guess, is a bit more confirmed, though. Ooh, SoulXCross coming into play. Let's see if Josue is able to land some of these charge shots. So the air grab will make it safer for HonorNite to just step forward and hide away.
And this won't help here, but Sanctuary sure will.
Oh no!
Oh, the very clip end there.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. Then they're losing both Invis and the anti-damage to that one charger.
Oh no, not the Erase Man. Oh, excuse me, Element Man into Element Man combo.
There is still beat. I'm pretty sure this time it is still in play. So at least one of these Element Men is going to go into that.
The only way it doesn't go down this way is if he TFCs both of these, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it would be pretty risky to TFC the first Element Man, because then you'll have to wait for a TFC for the Element Man to be. Yeah, this is just the safer play to do. Taking the Wind Drag is interesting. I'm not quite sure why HonorNite decided to do that actually. Oh, I guess that was why. Maybe he wanted to push into the range for a leg.
This barrier is just getting so much value. He's avoided so much damage from it already, and it's still here.
So in YouTube chat, Derek Leland is saying, seeing Spout Spire Raid though, that barrier 200 has 60 HP left, which I don't believe is quite accurate. I haven't been tracking it that well, but one thing to keep in mind is that if you have barrier on top of Invis, then Spout and few other attacks don't actually connect. So the Spout charges that were fired by Josue there didn't actually do any damage to HonorNite while he was in Invis.
And that's specifically a SoulXCross interaction, right?
Not just SoulXCross, so it goes into a bit more detail because SoulXCross, I guess I can explain since we have a bit of time. SoulXCross charger is divided into two parts, the projectile and the hitbox itself. And the projectile has to connect to spot the bubbles on the ground, which deal the damage. But because of Invis on top of a barrier, then the charger itself or the projectile itself doesn't scan that hit, so it doesn't spawn the projectile. So I mean, doesn't spawn the damage. Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, he's gonna dodge this. Yeah, definitely walk forward now. Nice. But yeah, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, he still had the Invis and a barrier to hide behind. Ooh, nice.
Oh, the Heat Dragon. Please hold forward.
Yeah.
Oh, the movement. That was crisp. Tengu don't want to come up forward at all. Step forward, Josue. Step forward, Josue. Yeah, no, you wanted to charge shot me, right? Come over here to do it.
Maybe if Josue was trying to play a bit risky, maybe stepping forward, trying to bait a charge shot getting released so he can end the turn camping forward, but probably not worth it.
Yeah.
It's more fun though.
True.
You know which one I'd be going for.
Yeah, I wonder. Actually, I have no idea which one. Oh man, yeah. I think just having swords in your folder is just so necessary. That's why I play Fire Sword in F code.
Yeah, I mean, in this position, yeah. Ooh, Josue going into NonstopmopCross instead. So maybe trying to bait out the defense from HonorNite, trying to wait for a TFC, and there goes the D-Cross.
Nice. Excellent time to go for a defensive option here is when you're already flashing and now your opponent has to spend another resource in order to get rid of it.
Yeah, though I am a bit surprised on why HonorNite decided to stay in slash cross since he knew he doesn't have the area and he is holding on the aura, so unless he is able to decross Tengu, which would have been very difficult. So I guess
I wouldn't cross here. Yeah, I agree. It is interesting. But I wouldn't cross here if I was going to full cost.
Okay, and why would you say in basement?
Because you're giving your opponent the idea of what you're trying to go for into the next turn, when you could just be completely anonymous, go for some neutral chips, and then go for a cross on the following turn.
And that is true, but HonorNite did have the second recovery, which obviously he'd want to hold on to until more of the turn is gone, so he wouldn't really be using the full cast early on into the turn, as we saw here. So.
Ooh, excellent mashing. Wow. Do you value power return here? I think you value power return because you have full cast. And again, I wouldn't cross.
Oh, looking a bit scary.
It's gonna be fine. Gonna be able to throw out his power return and then just go for the full cast. He's fine. What can possibly go wrong, PC?
You say that. The issue is HonorNite has no defense and isn't really going to be able to trade damage either. So I
Weren't you here all stream though? Like Neryth and I wholeheartedly believe that you don't need defense. You know what I mean?
I mean, you say that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, here comes the pen return. Here comes the full cut. We're out of there. Very nice. Oh, he's going all in. Yeah, it's time. Did we see Life Aura?
I think we did. I'm not too sure. But this connects. I think this could potentially be enough damage per game. Oh, actually, maybe not. If that's an anti-damage, then. Oh, oh no! So HonorNite TFC'd that area grab. I mean, that grab revenge instead of using that to remove the anti-damage. And yeah, Josue wants to be releasing his charge shots, and the Meteor Knuckle's nice.
Meteor Knuckle!
Let's see how many.
So good!
Nice. Oh no, that's amazing.
Amazing defense. He knew. Josue was like, yeah, I know what you got, bro. And you know what? This goes to what I said in chat, in Discord chat, actually, a couple of days ago to some people were asking. It's a good opportunity to bring it up. When people keep using the same chip over and over and over and over and over and over and over, it becomes easily identifiable, and we begin to develop countermeasures for it. Meteor Knuckle was always going to be a countermeasure for it. But had it been any other chip, Josue wouldn't be able to camp Meteor Knuckle as he did, to wait for an opportunity for Kernel Force to reveal itself. And that's how this entire situation happened, right? So it's not always good to just play the standard or the meta, because you lose the advantage of surprise. You lose the advantage of being able to mix up your options.
Yeah, and I do think there were a few unfortunate interactions that happened on HonorNite's side. So, First of all, that grab revenge, because if that had been able to remove the anti-damage, then obviously that would have been very good for HonorNite. And by using it like this, Josue was able to know this is a Q code turn. Mm-hmm. So that means Q Force is coming, so hold on to the defense camp at the very bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
that's why we also saw Josue going to the bottom row to break that back panel with the... Right. I guess that's what you were about to bring up.
Yeah, and on top of that, he did get a bit lucky with breaking all of the panels in position like that to completely block the Q Force. But yeah. Ooh.
Gonna hold the B button real quick. Oh no.
Josue avoiding grass for a good reason.
Ooh, late game life, or do we have an out for it? I know we use that. Oh,
okay.
Not grass panel.
That would have been close.
You're in here with me.
Oh no, there is still one turn of heat piece left, so HonorNite is able to chip charge that, and I don't think Josue has any aqua chips left. So this Life Aura is unfortunately going to go.
I think right now the only thing that's going to allow Josue to footsies his way around a beast charge is to have area grab.
Yeah, if he has area grab, then he'd be able to go at the front, which would make it more difficult for HonorNite to land it, but doesn't seem like that's the case. So yeah, there goes. Unfortunate. That could have been the out for Josue, but now he's just sitting there.
Nice, excellent use of positioning on that Buster. But now we're completely out of chips here, and no more beast out. But we do still have elect charge shots, and we do still have charge cross. I think going elect here is the better option because we're down on panel space.
Yeah, that is a good point. But unfortunately, I don't think we've seen elect cross
Wood
coming
Dragon.
out. Wood Dragon,
Yeah.
or Tomahawk cross, yeah. Ooh.
Okay, so ground cross comes out, not the Tomahawk. That's
Grandman
going to do
is,
a lot of damage.
and that might be able to lock down HonorNite, though doesn't seem like, unfortunately. So these charge shot wouldn't be confirmed.
Oh, and there's the Wood Dragon.
Ooh,
Oh, the
almost.
Oh, the movement.
Very close.
Oh, the movement. Survival. Okay, this is it. You could elect cross here now. Charge cross is also a viable option since your panels have returned to you, and you do have the invincibility on the charge tackle itself, which could help you beat out this ground cross here.
Yeah, but this is actually looking pretty scary for Josue outside of Tomahawk cross. Yeah, so he's going into Beast Out, but Beast Out doing 120 damage might be difficult, especially considering trading. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely forgot about that.
I sure as hell did too. I definitely got clipped just now. Oh my goodness. Yo.
And yeah, Josue has one attack, so this is going to be very difficult to try to catch up on that big gap unless Josue has something else, which I'm not quite sure if he does.
It might be chip charging. That could lead him to victory here. Oh no, he's just holding B.
Unfortunately,
At least he's not standing still. Oh, he's standing still. Yeah, okay. Go back to it. Go right back to it.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
sir. Back to it. Oh, that he survived. Do you beast over? I beast over. I click that button in a heartbeat.
No, yeah.
I guess that's a choke. You probably don't want to do that. That was so close.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Very difficult position to be in because at that point, obviously, Josue probably didn't have anything else. He was basically just stuck there. And especially with that buffered Buster shot, he couldn't do much else.
Man, that was such a close fight. Now, imagine if he did have attack max. Oh, well, Salad literally just brought it up in Twitch chat. The question is the HP 300 worth not having attack max there? Because if he did have any attack investment, that's that much faster you're killing your opponent with the feathers.
Yeah, and even outside of that, so at the very end there, if Josue had gone into Tomahawk Cross, maybe chip charged the Wood Dragon, or even held onto it until after Cross came out, then that would have very easily added up. I mean, HonorNite at the end there had something like 60 HP, so even that extra bit of damage would have been more than enough.
What a good match. Hey, my man dodged the Muramasa. Jeez.
Yeah, that was really close. GG's to both players and GG's to everyone who's played during this week and this cycle even, which will bring us on to what's going to happen next. So as you all know, this is the Blood Moon, which means that it's a 4-week tournament, and this will mark the last stream for the round robin stage. Matches could still be played before the end of today, but that will be the stream, which will bring us on to how the standings look like for the top cut bracket. So let's go into the scene for that and see how it looks. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, these are the current standings. Things could still change based on the final few hours before the cycle ends and how matches get played. And while we are here, I do want to give a shout out to the players who've been able to play all of their matches for this Blood Moon. I mean, we had 30 participants, which means that playing every single match was actually very involved, having to basically look for the players and being available quite a bit. So shout outs to Player Zero, Symes, Marvino, and Titus for playing all of their matches. And while they were very close, unfortunately, a good number of players actually couldn't get all of their matches, but they had one left who were, so these players were one off from playing all of their matches. And shout outs to Thiago, Oceane, I think I'm saying that wrong, Godon, Roku, and ChinaTV and Radhatter for playing 28 instead of the 29 required for all of their matches. But yeah, so this is how the bracket looks like, which we will be seeing how it's going to play into the top cut bracket for the next week. Alright, and now before ending the stream, I do want to give a quick shout out to all of the generous donations that we've received throughout today's stream. It starts with ChinaTV donating, and then Yamland Hero, who started a monthly donation, so thank you again for that, and Joe Java as well. And this will mark the end of today's stream, so thank you everyone for watching. Huge shout out to all of our players again, and huge shout out to Salad for running the tournament and the stream layout, as well as our commentators Neryth and SoulXCross.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure being here. I loved every single one of these matches today. They have been great. And once again, thank you to all those who are watching. Shout outs to all of you. We appreciate you guys being here and being a part of the community. And we love for everyone to be involved and to join in and just play and enjoy Battle Network. Even if you're not playing in tournaments, just be around to hang out and enjoy Battle Network together.
That we do indeed. And with that, hopefully we'll see you again next week for the first stream of our top cut bracket. Alright, take care and see you next week. Goodbye.